so many messages, but he hasn't replied. Steven, where have you been? Report back!
Not now! Please let this work.
Okay, I thought I could get away with not doing anything with the mic, but I can't. Chat's going so fast that I can't see. Okay. Hi, everyone. Absolutely, like, love to see it. Cosplay, sculpture, whatever, any kind of art that you've got. Oh, a classic. I just realized what you just played. Oh man. Alright, let me look at this old code for a second. I need to figure out where. There it is. It's time scale. I mean, I feel like I remember just like some of this, I'm like, I know this for some reason. Wait a minute! I know why I know this! It is time, oh my gosh. I swear to you, it's, I don't even know how to describe what I'm about to say. It's, oh my gosh! One of the animes that was on when Kriya was 12 years old was Beyblade. It wasn't like the regular era, it was the, you probably know the one where they had like the metal Beyblades. It was the only time they ever had them. Metal Beyblades. It's funny because at 12 years old, I knew how it worked. I'm like, you watch the anime and then you buy the Beyblade. I'm not falling for that. I know, I missed out. I just thought it was a cash grab. I just knew, I'm like, I'm not buying the merchandise with it. You're not gonna make me. I think my brother bought some. Actually, where are those? I should probably ask him if he still has the Beyblades. Basically, 12-year-old Kriya watched the Beyblade show with all the Beyblade boys and all. Kriya didn't have a, well, okay. Kriya didn't really have a crush on any of the boys.
Are you sure? No.
Oh my god! And basically, after a certain point, they went on to the next, I guess, I call it arc. They went into their championship arc. And I was just like, oh, championship arc, oh yay, cool, what's going on with the championship arc? And 13-year-old Kriya, the year after, was not prepared for the championship arc. 13-year-old Kriya was not prepared at all. One of the characters, like, basically you have a group of four. You've got the protagonist, you've got the protagonist's rival, quote unquote. I'm gonna call him the rival because I think he's the rival. And then you've got the, I wish the actual rival was in the team, because he just decided, okay, I'm leaving, bye! I want to verse you and only you, I don't want to be on your team, bye! So they had a substitute rival join them. I'm like, what? And it's like a copycat of the protagonist. Why would you do that? What's your end game here? You've got the kind of childish one who doesn't get to do much even though he's super smart. I liked him. And then you have poor Tsubasa. Holy crap! Poor man had issues from A to B to Z the whole way. Constantly just like, I'm not good enough, my strategies aren't good enough, I have to work harder, I have to figure out something, I gotta just attack. Holy crud. This man was in stress the entire way through. And I say this without giving you the other part of that story. But basically, man had a moment where he versed the actual rival before he decided to take off and dip. Spoiler warning, I guess, but basically, the man decided they were kind of neck and neck. It was like the rough and tough one versus the strategic one. They're going back and forth, you know. Oh yeah, the rough and tough guy, the guy who decided to leave and whatever, his name's Kyoya. Kyoya's like, alright, I'm gonna beat up this man using pure raw strength and spirit, because that's how anime works. Kyoya, let me write it down. It's Kyoya, not Kyoya. That's the name. Eddie, Kyoya. That could have been his name, if I'm being fair. That could have been his name, honestly. That would have fit perfectly for what they were trying to do to him. Poor boy also got messed up writing-wise the next arc after the championship arc, but this is like his best arc, too, which is a shame, because he's absent for like half of it. Anyway. Long story short, you know, he's like, I'm going to attack. My man's like, I'm feeling really stressed. And apparently, last arc, you know how like the protagonist defeats the big bad and whatnot? Somewhere in that line of like him defeating the big bad the first arc, basically, it was one of the girl characters. What's the other guy? One of the girl characters, Tsubasa and Kyoya, all of them got defeated by this dude in like succession, like a tournament arc style thing, but they all fell in the comas. Music off? Oh, what happened? Talk about Beyblades and I think me Beyblade. Oh no! That's the spin-off! Sorry, I knew as soon as you said it, I'm like, that's the spin-off show. That's the spin-off show. That show... I didn't like that show. But... Anyway... Basically, Big Bad defeats these guys before they defeat the protagonist, but the Big Bad has something called like a dark power, basically. It basically feeds on negative emotions. And guess what Tsubasa has right now? Guess what our poor emotionally deprived man has right now? You guessed it! There are, basically, dark power inside of our man from him being defeated. I don't know how that transfer works. It just goes boom! Like there's an explosion of energy, and they're like, or actually, never mind, it's not an explosion, not yet anyway, but it keeps getting worse and worse every time he battles somebody, which is just negative emotions on a villain. I've never seen that one before. Negative, not even on a villain, on a side character. On like a legitimate side character who's supposed to be helpful. Like, you know, just very, very just like, I don't know, it's something that Korean, that 12-year-old, 13-year-old Korea never saw before. So she was like, what, hello? And because the dude next to him was she also thought that Kyoya was gonna go through the same thing because he, like, it was literally like, girl, Tsubasa, and then Kyoya, so it has to work for Kyoya, right? Never happened, which is why I'm like, why didn't it work for him? Why would you give me this? I'm sure the dude has negative emotions all the time. This is a perfect opportunity. Put it on the rival character. Anyway, 13-year-old Kriya was upset, but anyway, basically every episode he battled, that Tsubasa battled in, I was just afraid he was gonna have an emotional breakdown. I was like, any minute now. Oh, I just realized it's too loud. Hold on. This is way too loud. Or maybe, did I? Oh, I messed it up. I messed it up! The reason why I bring up that poor character and why it relates to that song is because during the arc, at some point, he gets hospitalized. I'm like, my dude, this is a children's show. How did you end up in the hospital? Because they're trying to figure out what's wrong, and they haven't quite figured out what's wrong with them yet. And neither did I, because there are certain episodes I did see and certain ones I didn't from the last arc, so I was like, let me double check that. And then he decides, I have to. Death doesn't discriminate age, Kriya. No, it wasn't like he was gonna die. They were just trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He wasn't gonna die. As far as I knew, he wasn't gonna die. As 13-year-old Kriya thought, they were like, oh, they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him. You know, that's the other alternative. So I just, you know, death comes to all Kriya, holy crud. No, it's a children's show. Humanized as in Pokemon. No, I would have been even more upset if he died. I would have been like, you? This was here for no reason. So, but the reason, but basically, they had him like in the hospital for a bit, and then he runs away. But basically, man is hospitalized. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with him. They're doing all they can. Nurses walk in at some point in the middle of, he's watching a battle. He shouldn't have been watching a battle. Why did he watch a battle? And man is missing. He escaped his hospital room. And I kid you not, took a flight. He escaped the hospital room. He took a flight to a different country and battled a man. For I don't know what reason why, but he battled with Kira or something. I was like, what the heck are you doing? And this is how we know where he is, right? But cause holy crud, I just need you to see this. I need you to see what I saw. Cause I was freaking out. Alright. Show the video, and then let's... A little more context. They're thinking like, oh... A little more context. The group that they're currently fighting is like, what's the word? It is they're the Europe group, whoever Europe is. And the man is like the super rich, fancy pants. Literally, there's a scene that I missed, because I was solely focused on the arc, so I kind of only watched the arc episodes, but there was a scene that I missed that made me just gasp. I'm like, what? Man's super rich. But basically, he's at a concert because he's so busy and he works so hard. And this hard-working rich dude and hard-working blonde white boy just you know, whatever he's doing. Oh my gosh. But that's the context for it, and you're going to see what I see in a minute. So... He's not, the other dude, the man who's suffering isn't in here yet, but we'll come back to that.
This thing.
Alright. Oh, that's really low. Hold on. No, wait a minute, was it? It was up here. Oh, I got the wrong place. Hold on.
But that will all depend on the order they choose to battle.
Forgive me, this is the dub.
What?
Do you hear that piano?
He plays piano beautifully too, huh?
You need a lot of skills to be a member of that family, I would think.
Do you hear that piano?
He true championships.
I forget how long
It's
this
great
is.
to know that he feels the way that we do. Beyblade is everything.
Yes.
We will stand at the very
Oh yeah,
top
these are
of
like
the
his
Beyblade
lackeys, I
world,
guess.
along with
That's the best way to put it.
In order to do
We can't let Concern down.
Yeah, basically they're all trying.
Through the organization of the
Alright, it's gonna come up.
Union, I have already captured the hearts of all of your
Oh, that's the rich dude.
I go to stand
And do you hear that piano?
Beyblade
That is how I know
the
this
Concern
stupid
family
song.
Businesses will make even more money. Starting with Europe.
Oh, that's right. I forgot of the logistics of this stupid show. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it up. I forgot what this dude's motivation was. I totally forgot. Yeah, so his family is rich and makes money, and that him being a part of the Beyblade network will make him more money. It's so stupid. Lots of classical songs are hidden in animes, lol. Legitimately, I was so like, once I heard that, like,
with concern.
In order to do that,
yeah, it's very faint,
We have to win.
but you can hear it. You're like, oh my gosh, that's Chopin.
Through the organization of the European Union.
Yeah, and it turns up around here and you
already
see it here.
captured the hearts of all of
Flashbacks.
Europe's bladers.
Exactly.
If I go to stand at the top of the Beyblade world, the concern family businesses will make even more
Oh,
money.
by the way, in the Japanese dub,
Starting
his
with
name
Europe,
is Caesar.
I will use the Beyblade network
They just used
to
Caesar
open
and
the
didn't
door
think
to
about
a
it.
New era. That is how I have come to stand at the top of the heap. Winning is the only thing. That is the destiny of one born into the concern family. In the end, Beyblade is nothing more than a way for me
to conquer the world. This white boy, European, rich boy, just cannot. Okay, the clip that I thought it was, though, the part that I thought it was up here during his like concert or whatever it is. So around here.
This thing.
It's not the same song, but you could probably figure out where the song is located. I don't know what this is, but it's like the end of whatever this song is. You know, everyone's supporting him, all these rich people, and then in the very freaking corner, like right freaking there, my man just has no chill. Just in the freaking corner looking like a stalker. Like, my boy, what have you done? No chill. None. Nothing. Just pure, unadulterated stalker vibes. Oh my gosh. Now you've seen what I've seen. Why does the corner? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think that's how you know how delirious I am in this arc. I'm good. No, she's not. Which is funny because, like, okay, you know what? Let me show the other one. Let me show the other one. You know, I'll let your guys' songs play and then I'll show the other clip. Because normally, the reason for this man existing is, like, the funniest thing ever. Because he did his job. Let me just... yeah, Evil Spirit versus Creepy Stalker 5, which is funny because Tsubasa was meant to be, like, the girl eye candy of, like, basically the whole thing. He was supposed to be the girl eye candy of, like, the whole show. That was his purpose. That was Tsubasa's whole purpose for, like, the show. Like, in the beginning, like, I'll show you a clip at some point, but basically, girl eye candy. That was what he was supposed to do. Funnies, like, just between, like, being the girl eye candy and then suddenly flipping into this, whoo, it caught me by surprise, because, you know, 12-year-old Kriya was like, oh, eye candy. Oh, okay, whatever. You know, he's pretty looking, but I'm not, you know, whatever. Whatever. He's a cool character. I'm, you know, 12-year-old Kriya didn't really have a crush on the guy, even though he and I both had dark skin. With the bonus of the dark skin bonus added on top to his, like, crush stats, it didn't affect me whatsoever. It was only when the Dark Power arc started that Kriya started to really pay attention. Was like, my man, are you alright? Are you good? No husbando? I can't believe that from you. Really? Not at the time. Like, I feel like in my brain, it was more like he was like, in my head, if I were like self-insert myself into like the show, he'd be like my cousin or something. We'd be like friends. That's where I would put him in. It'd be like the cousin slash friend slash whatever. Like I basically was like, it was basically one of Korea's first introductions to a dark-skinned character in anime. So I was like, someone who has dark skin. So that was my first thought. Get cousins. Oh my gosh, recalibrate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, basically. But yeah, cool character. He holds a very special place in my heart because the man changed the way I look at storytelling. But man, whoever else was writing him did him dirty towards the end. I won't say how, but they did him dirty. And that is all I will say on the matter. Doing great. Already doing fantastic, I can tell. Oh no.
You're okay now, right?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm skipping the non-important filler in the episodes that are bad, though. I can't. Nuh-uh. 1,000 episodes? Nope. Oh, you know what? With this song, too, being included here... Okay, I gotta talk about this. I have to talk about this. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears again. I apologize. You can totally ask me my thoughts on the film as well, but I am gonna switch gears. Okay. That's spelling wrong again. Alright, that still feels like it's spelled wrong. I'm sorry, guys. It's I first, isn't it? I was correct the first time, wasn't I? Because literally, I sat there, I'm like, no, it's an I first. Okay, that looks better. That might actually be the spelling. Okay, here we go. Literally, oh my gosh. Literally, I started watching Shield Hero. I don't remember why I started watching Shield Hero. I thought, like, I was just like, you know what, I'll see how this first season is. I don't know what possessed me, I don't know what happened, I don't know why my time was spent on Shield Hero, but it was. And I'm glad that Chopin's, the famous Beyblade piano song came on as soon as that happened. But essentially, I should have realized that... I should have realized where they were taking this. I think part of the reason... I'd seen clips, and I'd heard about the Rage Shield, or whatever he calls it. But... what's going on with this? Essentially, I wanted to know so badly why they dropped this so quickly, so far. He has this rage mask thing. I didn't realize what it was because he had been accused, because everybody disliked him, because he has this betrayer and people don't like him, and all of this stuff. He's got this nasty attitude. And he only cares about money because also his money was stolen and his clothes were stolen, his weapons. All that stuff got stolen, essentially. And because of that, he has distrust of people, and that's what essentially unlocked the rage mask, which is a part of, keep this in mind, part of the Curse series. And I'm like, isn't that essentially what the waves are a part of? At least that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. I could be wrong. But in terms of like storytelling, I liked when he was rageful, because it was also playing into his feelings, and it reminded me so much, so very much of the Tsubasa arc in Beyblade. I already knew. I was like, oh no. Oh no. And I already knew what was happening. I'm like, oh, this is the game we're playing. We gotta teeter between I hate everything and I have to be a hero. Such a great dichotomy of ideals. Such a great idea. They dropped that so quick. He mastered that so quick. And then you've also got something that I would have never, well, I would have included it, but I would have done it differently. There's a point where he fights a dragon, and then the dragon ends up becoming a part of the mask, a part of the Rage series for some reason. He has to collect pieces of monsters, that's how he levels up, basically. That's part of how he levels up. And at one point, instead of his rage, it's the dragon's rage that's on display. Instead, and that's taking over his mind. And I initially would have thought, you know what would have been really cool? If this dragon thing, if part of the dragon is inside this thing, having either a dragon version of Naofumi or a dragon version of, or just a dragon, and him taunting him and telling him all these people don't matter, they're taking too long, and they're going too slow, you're never gonna get back home. Give me something persuasive to work with. Give me literally anything but what you gave me. Instead of him just mastering it during that fight right then and there. I was so like, are you joking? Are you kidding? This could have been much longer. This could have been, and then I find out in season 3 that all of them have this curse series BS. They all have it. They all can deal with this. They unlock it, I guess, that season, and I just thought, this should have been a solo thing. This should have been a solo ability. They all should have had solo different abilities. If you really wanted to have them all have dark form abilities, I would have done so from differing enemy types that would have been lesser than what Naofumi was going with, because literally an entire kingdom hates him and he feels like he can't go back home. You have a lot more ground to cover with that. So yeah, I'm slowly beginning to dislike Shield Hero, but I'm going to at least finish season 1 because I feel like that is relevant. And then I'm gonna watch the episodes of how the others turn dark or whatever, or go berserk. I don't know what Shield Hero's thinking. I don't know. We were almost there. We could have had the perfect dark power arc and it didn't work. We were so close. Again.
Let's play a little game I made. All you gotta do is pick a candy bar, one gotta play.
Now, what in the possible? This can only mean spiders, but now look. Knock, knock, bitches.
I've gotta get in there.
The reason I even want to talk about it is because, like, I don't think about the movie because it's kind of part of the Red Sea. Yeah, that's the Beyblade anime that everybody's like, oh my gosh, wait, that happened? So yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I feel bad that I forgot that scene even happened. Is that bad? I looked and I saw that and I was like, oh yeah! Okay, for context, literally everybody and their mother remembered what Beyblade was. Like, it was so weird. And it happened on, like, okay, I wasn't there for the whole fiasco because I've been very much off of particular social media platforms. One of them being TikTok, unfortunately. But I don't go on there as often as, like, you know, I'm not in the mood to be on TikTok for hours. For some reason on TikTok, somebody posted a clip of a Beyblade clip, and they were like, was Beyblade always this serious? And you know what? Let me show you. So essentially, like, for some unknown reason, like, literally, I wish I had the clip. It's probably in the clip that I want to show you. But essentially, like, they were throwing Beyblades, like, off of buildings and stuff, and, like, they're in pedestrians' way, and they were, like, blowing up buildings and all this weirdness. And I know exactly the context and the scene and everything, and I'm just sitting there like, wait, what? But then again, remember, it happened while I was, like, away. So that clip goes viral, and then people start getting other clips from the show, and then at some point, towards the end of that, like, curve, which is where I'm at right now, like, all of a sudden, everybody, like, there are people making YouTube videos about it, and I was like, wait, what is this? This is a new what is this? And the man is proceeding to describe all of the Beyblade scenes in the most sane way possible, and I just can't help but start laughing. Because I'm like, I know that scene, I know that scene, I know that scene. I rewatched that scene on repeat for days on end. There are just, like, these layers and layers and layers of just, like, absolute, like, nonsensical stuff. And as things are like kind of happening in the background, like I think to myself, I should make my own video because not a single female has talked about this. Not a single female. And I don't know why this was my... But essentially, like, as things were happening, like, I just remember being like, why has nobody in my gender group have talked about this? I'm surprised. I thought there would be more people, considering the avalanche that, the small little avalanche that was, like, the Beyblade fandom with the girls. So and then I was like, no, I got schoolwork to do. But I'll continue seeing all this, and the more that I watched, the more I was like, I need to make that video. I have to make it. It has to happen. Yeah, but essentially... Okay, cool, it's not on this layer. But essentially, for a minute and a half, it was just like, I was just so, like, how did this happen? And then I found out TikTok, and I was like, oh... Of course it's TikTok. Of course TikTok would be the place where that would go down. I don't know. I just think that that was just hilarious in a nutshell. But assuming that, like... I don't know. So Beyblade is in a weird spot where it's, like, at the end of, like, the algorithm curve, and I figured I just wanted to talk about it. Because, like, the amount of stuff that happens in this anime is insanity. Like, throughout the entire series, it's just, like, literal insanity. It is absolutely, like, just... It's, like... I hate to call it insanity, because that's... Because I was so desensitized to the whole thing, I was like, oh, okay. But, yeah, there's a lot that goes down in Beyblade. Alright, let me show you one of the clips, actually, while we're here. This is, like, the video that, like, got me. I was like, are you... Huh? This is kind of crazy. I'll link it later, but I'll go for certain details right now.
Yo, if you've been on TikTok or Twitter for the past week or two, there's no way you haven't ran into one of the Beyblade videos by now.
Oh, that's right! Okay, wait. Sorry, I had to stop that immediately. Okay, I actually have to talk about this. I have to pause. I have to give you context. I am so sorry. My brain. Beyblade in space. I'm so sorry. We're already like a minute in, and I'm already like, okay. Yes, there were Beyblades in space. Okay. Let's go back to the iPad scene for like 2 seconds, so I can kind of give you the context. So essentially, Beyblade had a movie. I don't quite know the context of it, but all I know is that our main protag was doing something. He's versing some other dude named Helios, and at some point there was like, oh, the meteor is gonna destroy the world or something. And at some point they helped both Jinga and Helios, whatever they're doing, they helped destroy this meteor thing. I don't know if Helios was like, I didn't watch the movie, so I have no context. But all I know is that like Helios is like a movie only dude. And then there's just like, I don't know if he was there to help out the space thing or not help out the space thing. All I know is that this is like the second time space has been involved. I say second time, the second time's more loose where it's like more mentioned, but like in terms of space, that was the big one. I completely forgot this was the clip that like he used. I literally I don't even know if my drawing even helped with context. Anyway, all I can really tell you is that things went down and that They destroyed a meteor. Oh man! Like literally, they destroyed a meteor. I don't know. It's just the funniest stuff ever. I don't even know what to say at this point. Just be wary of. I don't know. Beyblades are dangerous, man. I mean, the metal fight ones were at least. I don't know about the new ones. They destroyed a meteor with a plastic top. No. You don't understand. Okay. These tops, during this particular era, the era that I was in, they were metal tops. They were literally made out of metal. Like, my brother had them, and it was the only era that did metal anything, that they were made of metal. I don't know why they didn't do it anymore, but they're made of metal. So you could imagine they're dangerous. I would... Frostbite, I wish it was plastic. There'd be less drama in this show. Oh man. Yeah. But the other eras I believe are all plastic, but this era specifically was like the only metal era so far. So they destroyed a meteor with a metal top. Spicy digital save the earth. Basically, again, I didn't watch the movie, but I just know that there's like a movie only character, and they destroy a top with. They destroy. Oh my gosh! They destroy a meteor with metal tops. I don't know how. I don't know how they planned this. I don't know nothing. Oh man, sorry. I completely forgot. I looked at him like, oh yeah, the movie. Alright, 1 second.
They got sent into space to blow up a meteor. For what reason, you might ask? Who the fuck knows? And each one of them gets funnier and funnier from the last. I seen a nigga summon a demon from the Ender portal with one of them bitches. That shit was OD.
Okay. We already have... I didn't even think about it like that. I'm gonna be real. Like, this whole scenario, I don't even... Here's the deal. I don't know how to put this. 12 to 13-year-old Kriya thought it was very symbolic. Not at all literal. But then again, you know, gates of HE double hockey sticks, you know, it's whatever, you know. It is the thought that counts. So it didn't seem literal in my sense with one of the Beyblades. Literally one of the Beyblades was based off of the dog from Hades. That's what's going on. Yeah.
A demon from the Ender portal with one of them bitches. That shit was OD, bro. I seen a nigga get ran.
Oh yeah, and then there's the building scene. It goes on so fast that I can't go
with one of them bitches. That shit was OD, bro.
Yeah, no, they literally kind of blew up a building, and then there were like a lot of people there too. I don't know how that happened. They all survived. I can't tell you anything else other than that. Oh man, I can't tell you anything else other than that. So, yeah. Oh man. I know there's a lot going on. Feel free to be like, ask a question. Cause like, literally it just gets worse and worse.
I seen a nigga get ran down and jumped with a Beyblade. Now, if you were born anywhere from 1998 to 2004,
yep,
Beyblades was your childhood. You grew up off of these. We was in the school bathroom in 4th grade. And if niggas didn't bring their stadium to school, we was shooting the Beyblades like dice on the bathroom ground.
Okay. But yeah, there were some Beyblade fiascos, I'm not gonna lie to you. There were some Beyblade fiascos during that time, which I thought were hilarious, but you know. Oh man.
just on some nasty shit. Niggas had dookie residue on the tips of the Beyblades, but we didn't give a fuck. It was for the love of the game. I treated my Beyblade like a pet. We was dead ass boxing our Beyblades on some Mike Vick shit. What actually was Beyblade about? I just want to know the plot of
Beyblade fiascos. I think people started confiscating Beyblades from like the schools and stuff. Like they were playing them so much, and they're also made out of metal, so it could be considered a weapon. There's just that whole you know, a lot of confiscated Beyblades, a lot of people you know. I've just heard that a lot of things went down, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I could see why that would happen. Particularly, I guess, for some reason the metal era was the most, like, everybody knew what it was, and everybody wanted a Beyblade toy. Don't know why, don't know how, that is the way that it worked. Well, yeah, you can put the rinse on the Beyblade. You can rinse on the Beyblade so you can't have these kids walking around with them. Exactly. You know, you can't have your kid part the Red Sea on a Monday, you know, just have your kid blow up the wall in your house. Can't have a kid, well, we'll get there. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna continue.
this shit.
We would like you to come with us quietly, please. But we'll take you with us by force if we have to.
Literally, okay, he's gonna say it also, but like, what does this look like to you? Hands in the air. Oh man, sorry, I just needed to say that. Okay, anyway. I looked away for 2 seconds and now at Bay Point, basically, at Bay Point, oh no, Beyblade Point, sorry. I shortened it. I don't know why I shortened it in my head. I just... Yeah, that's what happens. To be fair, to be absolutely fair though, like, being 100% serious, this man in the corner is dangerous. He is a very dangerous man. I don't know if you're gonna talk about him at all, but this man is very dangerous. We'll be talking about him later. He's very dangerous. There's a reason there's like 5 of them here. They have to get to him. It's an all or nothing fight with this one. There's nothing else they can do. They need 5 for this one.
Tsubasa being my first introduction to...
Here we freaking go. All right. We'll be talking about this in depth. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the warning right now. We will be talking about this man in depth. His whole arc gives me so many questions. I just have to question everything about, like, how that whole arc went down. And things it can relate to. Anyway, here's the summarized version of it that I thought was hilarious.
Niggas shooting tops with middle schoolers, bro. Come handle this Waffle House application.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I know that went quickly. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to like. Okay, if y'all don't know about the Waffle House, it's at the same time as. If y'all haven't seen that Waffle House video where the girl like literally blocks a chair, I can see Tsubasa doing that 100%. I'm sorry, that's a canon event that can happen. To be fair, Tsubasa's not that crazy, which is interesting. It's just one whole arc that he goes insane. But again, I can't unload that on you guys. We gotta talk about it later.
You feel so much better. Stop! Stop it!
Whoa, Tsubasa!
Tsubasa was a real deal geeker. Bro was geeking out like it was a Green Goblin mask in his ear. It was nobody in that window.
I can't even begin. This has also been a scene that's been like everywhere on the TikTok. Everyone's been like, oh my gosh, this dude threw things at a hospital window in a chair. This is the man I was talking about when he went to the hospital. Like, this is what started this whole fiasco. But the Green Goblin, I'm so glad that I watched what was it? The No Way Home movie? Or else I would have never understood this reference. I laughed so hard when I realized what he meant by that, and I just couldn't do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, essentially, he's... Oh my gosh, how do I put this? We'll call it Green Goblin energy for now, just so that everyone kind of has an idea, but in terms of like in terms of him, all you gotta know is man had issues, man had stress, man had dark energy. Everything was just going wrong in one arc. But again, I'll unload it when I have to unload it. We'll talk about him later. If like I gotta like, I'll probably end up making a whole chart.
In that window.
This fight. This was so emotional. No! What?
Take a good look at these two clowns. These niggas are not in the ring. Why are you beat up? And that's when I knew these was some real ass niggas, cause they feel everything they Beyblade feel. Pegasus in that ring boxing, I know it feel like a two-piece to this nigga.
Why are people getting damage in this Beyblade stance? To be fair, I wish I had, well, I'll probably look up the original, but I swear like there was an explosion so bad that they knocked both of them over. Like, there's a little more context going on than that. Just a tiny bit more context going on than that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for this one. But to be fair, when I saw this fight was emotional. It had so many things going down in it, it was bad. This fight, if you know this fight, you know this fight. This fight was insane. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yeah, they get damaged sometimes. That does happen. It doesn't happen all the time, but this is one of those rare occasions where it did happen, and I swear to you, there was an explosion, they both got knocked over on their feet. And things were happening, and... Were there rocks? There was a lot of storm stuff, and there might have been rocks. I have no idea. We'll just put it that way.
Yo, get y'all freak asses on and let the Beyblades box. Behold, the most unserious niggas ever. Man, stand y'all asses up and scrap like real niggas. Nigga like me will come in that ring, pick both the tops up, and make these niggas box.
Oh my gosh.
Did he fuck the nigga? What did he do to that nigga? Yo, what did he do to this nigga?
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. Do I even want to explain? We'll talk about this later.
And there is no reason why I should not be able to overcome it.
Oh my
Through
gosh.
rigorous training,
Did this nigga just shoot his Beyblade into the depths of hell?
That is... we don't know where he is. Now that I think about it, there's no given location for where this lava-infested area is. We don't know. We don't know where this is. We don't know where it is. I'm sorry, there's a lot. I know this guy's over-exaggerating stuff too, which is why it's so, like, very, very, like, everything just sounds like a big deal. This, I swear he's just in some sort of cave or whatever. I don't know where he is. I don't want to, like... That and this Beyblade is El Drago, so, you know, that's probably the only Beyblade that's gonna actually survive a metal attack. I don't know. There's a lot... I guess this would seem like a scary anime if you don't know what the heck's going on. This being the first introduction is not the best introduction, but it does give context. I don't know why this... I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, that is untrue. That is false. Yeah, I don't know where he is, actually. I actually have no idea where the man is. The man is elsewhere training, but that... We're gonna talk about that scene in a moment, actually. That's a very integral scene, I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about that.
This nigga just shoot his Beyblade into the depths of hell.
that fragment of a star originally held for the first time.
I don't want to. Okay. We're gonna put a giant bookmark in this too. I don't know how the heck he managed to make that Beyblade. Just so we're all aware, this man had the original uncorrupted Beyblade. No. Uncorrupted. The original corrupted Beyblade. I'm sorry, reverse that. Original corrupted Beyblade. I don't know how he undid it. Like, in my head, it doesn't make any sense for him to even undo that. I don't want to tell you why yet, but again, we'll get there when we get there. What do you mean corrupted Beyblade? Okay, okay, corrupted's not quite the right word, but I'm calling it corrupted because that's a short version. How do you curse a metal top? Okay. So I'm gonna go back, actually. We're gonna go back to this thing. Remember this thing? The purple is essentially dark energy. That's what I call corrupted, essentially. Where it's with dark energy and it's not a good look. The dark energy is not in control, it's very wild and chaotic and all of this stuff. That's what I mean by corrupted. It's not like, it's not literal, but it just has chaotic, uncontrolled dark energy inside of it that is not controlled very well by the user, or has very little control by the user, or the user's trying to figure it out. We're gonna put it that way. There's a lot of... Yes, that's what I mean by corrupted. You curse middle top. I will get to that point as well, but I am gonna let you know that, like, it involves a lot of negative emotions. And that is actually the supposed source, according to lore. But... Okay, I don't even know why it's far-fetched. I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! To be fair, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was also crazy. Like, I feel like if you're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblade, they're, like, maybe around the same level of, like, where are we? We're where right now? It's just, like, this unknown of unknowns. Like, just like everything is an unknown, everything's connected to something ancient. There's dark power, there's light power, there's other energies, there's spirit stuff, the heart of the cards. Who knows what it is? It's all shown in. Yeah, but essentially all of that went down and it was just like literally a meh. Oh my gosh, it was just the funniest thing ever. Okay.
Job. That doesn't bring any to eat. No, because real talk, this meteor ate into the depths of hell.
That fragment of a star originally held for the first time.
Still can't get over this scene.
Originally, when I saw this clip of this meteor, I was like, okay, this shit is mad serious. But one question. What is this nigga's occupation? Like, no, because real talk. We gotta start asking these types of questions. How does this nigga eat, for real? What money is this nigga bringing in? I see this nigga in space, but he has no job. That doesn't really add up to me.
Full stop. Okay. Full stop. Okay. We gotta pause there. He's not literally in space. We're gonna stop there. Man is not literally in space. But, yeah. There are a lot of questions surrounding the man, the myth, the legend, Ryuga. He's unlike any other character in the show. He's literally, for one way, built different and somehow a psychopath. I don't know how they exist in the same pathway, but man, this man is a menace. Well, there's certain animes I haven't watched, but there are men that I am scared of, and this is one of them. I don't want to be near this man. Don't make me come near this man. I refuse to be nearby him. This man is crazy. Anyway.
He has no job. That doesn't really add up to me.
Man.
And then Cartoon Network wanted me to just ignore that shit because this nigga Beyblade was clean. Like, okay.
No. Oh, okay. We're not gonna talk about this scene. We're gonna pretend the scene doesn't exist.
I I just want to mention how much infrastructure damage went on in this show. Like that shit was just normalized. Niggas was blowing up buildings like somebody gotta pay for that. The whole
Yeah, no, the infrastructure damage was immense. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. It was the worst. And like, who is paying? Like, real talk, who the heck is paying for this? Is it the Japanese taxpayers? Well, I don't know how Japanese tax works, but anyway, tax paying, the area, the government, who knows who's paying for that damage? Is it insurance covered? If your car gets ripped by a Beyblade, is that covered by insurance? If they're a child, is it not covered by? There's a lot of questions surrounding just like building damage. And then the poor construction. I don't even want to get started on the stadium damage. We'll talk about that later. But again, stadium. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in your head. That there's a lot of damage that goes down, and these things can break concrete. Anyway.
The goal of this show was to get kids to buy Beyblades. And I'm not gonna lie, they did a phenomenal job with that. I will never forget when I remember seeing in the show niggas training their Beyblades. I'm talking about niggas was doing push-ups and sit-ups with their Beyblade. I will never remember. I took my Beyblade outside and ripped that bitch into a tree.
Yeah, they were training with their Beyblades. Everybody was training with their Beyblades. It was like, it was pretty bad. Everyone had Beyblade training. It was exercise first, and then actual Beyblade training, and then, yeah, it was all over the place. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was all over the place with that. Like, insanity how much they trained. Like, dang. Oh yeah, okay.
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? This is the final battle of a big tournament, you know.
Yeah, then it's all good.
See, at this point, we let him talk for 10 seconds. Why the fuck has security not socked him into his shit yet? And we're just gonna let him stay and duke it out? No questions asked? How did he get in here?
Okay, yeah, no, okay. Literally, the absolute, like, this man, I have very many problems with this man. There's another man I have more problems with than him, but this man is a whole other level of, like, we've gone too far. Like, okay, maybe not we've gone too far. This man is annoying. There are two men in this show that I find absolutely annoying. And that is the man himself, Masamune, and then Shiyun. We'll talk about Shiyun later, but just so you know, both of them are extremely annoying and I hate them. I hate them with a burning passion. Like, well, okay. Masamune's endearing. Shiyun is still annoying to me for particular reasoning, but, you know, at least Masamune has a bit of endearment from me. That is all I will say on the matter. Okay.
You know.
Oh my fucking god!
What? I didn't see that! I've never seen that! Hold on. There are cars somewhere in this shot. Like, it's barely visible. Hold on a second. Like, oh my gosh. I wish I could get it, but like, there were two of them. There's one here and there's one here. There are two cars! There are two cars! Oh my gosh! Okay, yeah, no, there are two cars in the shot. Yeah. This show is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. I think for the last one, we'll just... Oh, actually, there's something that tops the Hades one. I just remembered. If it'll play. This one. This man is top tier.
No way. Did this nigga summon Zeus? Yo, how does this nigga have access to a god?
There's the Red Sea, and then there's Zeus. This seems unhinged just a little bit. A tad bit? Are you sure? Yeah, this can get pretty unhinged if you're not, like, paying attention. This can get pretty unhinged if you're not paying attention. But yeah, that season, I feel bad that's my least favorite season too. But the man character-wise was top tier. Man, oh man. Anyway.
Nah, no way.
Alright, this.
Yo, gray hair, hollow purple. Is this nigga Gojo?
No. No. Absolutely not. I saw what he said and my brain went, oh no. Could you imagine this being Gojo's childhood? That would be insanity. Could you imagine this being Gojo's childhood? It just I haven't watched the full anime, but my brain just goes, oh, redemption arc? Wait, then you, and then this, and wait, you were Rayuga? It was a staging? Or is that your real name? Or you just playing? I don't know. Like I said, 13-year-old Kriya just, I guess there are some golden moments in the dub, but the dub it can't get grading on the ears. They chose the good moments out of the dub. Like, I'm surprised they did the gold moments out of the dub. Because there are some dub moments that you just look at and you're like, I'm sorry? What did you say? But yeah, essentially that was one of the videos that I ran into, and there's more like it. And I had, like, 2 similar consensus things pop up. Like, number 1, Rayuga is cool. Rayuga is the best. Essentially, that is what we have to deal with today. But yeah, I will let more of the unhinged ranting begin this time around, though. 'Cause, like, literally, again, like I said, Beyblade is... It's not a perfect anime, right? Like, it is a anime that just decided to exist a long time ago, probably before I was born? I'm gonna say before I was born, but like a close second before I was born. And as we deal with all of that stuff, as that anime is going on in the background, that anime is also cool too, like the original Beyblade. Wholeheartedly recommend that one. Am I lagging? The plot? Okay. But I'm gonna tell you the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season I'm gonna give you quickly because, again, I did not like, well, 3rd arc. I did not like the 3rd arc. The 3rd arc I did not like. I don't know why I didn't like it. I actually dropped it, but I knew the ending and I was like, okay, wow, this is pretty crazy, but okay. But 3rd arc I did not like. 1st arc was okay. 2nd arc was the arc that I'm just sitting there like, what? Like, 2nd arc was the arc that 12 to 13-year-old Kriya was dumbfounded by. That was the arc that she was like, what in the literal? What is happening? Essentially, 1st arc is about the main character, the redhead Jinga, versing the main bad guy, Rayuga, in a Beyblade battle to determine basically the fate of the world, but not really. Rayuga just wanted to be a really, really legendary blader, but decided to do so from unethical means. And I'm gonna give you a hot take that's gonna be really bad. I don't like Rayuga. I think Rayuga, in terms of, like, character, is, like, absolutely, like, I don't know what his deal is. The man, let's put it this way, the man is overpowered. The man does not know how to work hard, but dang, that was not his initial thought point. And how he got from point A to point B to point Z, we have no context for. Like, we don't know childhood, we don't know how he ended up finding out about the Beyblade, we don't know how he got rid of the corruption, really. Ryuga, okay. Ryuga. The man who we don't know how he got half of what he got on the menu, or how he ended up in... how he got the Beyblade even. Like, the Beyblade itself is a whole other can of worms, because he stole the Beyblade from a village that the main character is from. The character has a vendetta against Ryuga already, and killed his father in Skynet, supposedly. I'll come back to that. That's... well, I'm not gonna come back to it, because, like, I'm not gonna touch on season 1 too much. His father was actually alive. But for a while, man, both of them thought the man was dead. The villain and the main character. And it was bad. At one point, the villain dissed him over his dad, which I didn't even think about. I'm like, oh, you roasted his... oh, really? Oh, that's not the way I would do that, but okay. And it was a whole fiasco with those two. In between cool characters as well, but, you know, there are a lot of side characters in Beyblade. There are a ton of side characters. There's one dude who used to be a dancer, and then he couldn't anymore because there was an accident, and now his Beyblade dances for him. There are these twins that are part of this dark organization that... okay, I gotta talk about the dark organization. This is actually important. The Dark Nebula is the dark organization that Ryuga commissioned to get his corrupted Beyblade from. So not only does the main character have a vendetta against Ryuga, he's got a vendetta against the Dark Nebula too. Which, the head of the Dark Nebula, you saw Ryuga basically hurt in a serious way. Anyway, essentially, Ryuga in... yeah, and then Ryuga lost control at the Beyblade at one point, and the Beyblade possessed him. For a minute, for lack of a better word. I don't want to tell you how that works. I don't want to tell you how the mechanics of that, but it is so important to second arc. It is so bad how the overflow of things from first arc to second arc come back to bite everybody. It is horrendous how intertwined first and second arc are. The third arc, I'm not really seeing it, to be fair. I'm not really seeing the third arc intertwining. It's kind of its own... admittedly, it's its own separated thing. I don't really see much connection between those two arcs, which is terrible, because in the third arc, I'll at least say this. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna stick with the first arc. Okay. So, had a lot of cool side characters. We are introduced to most of the people. So the people I want you to take note of are, like, Kilya, called Kilya by either Rovo or Mumbus. I don't remember who did what. And then there's Tsubasa. And then there's the man with schizophrenia. But in the beginning, he was like he was a dude with the... what's the best way? He was the strategist dude. He was also the girl eye candy of the show to get the woman pulled in. I was intrigued, but I also saw the forest for the trees. So, again, they really tried. They still couldn't get me. But I was still like, oh, I wonder who this mysterious man is. He seems mysterious. But I didn't have a crush on him, to be fair. And to be fair, I'm glad that I never had a crush on Tsubasa. As good looking as the man is, when I was watching him, you know, Tsubasa I considered more of a cousin slash friend, because he was my really first exposure to, like, dark anime characters. Besides, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh!, but they were all, like, in Egypt, so I didn't really associate. There's a lot of... Anyway, one of my first associations that it really clicked for me, like, there's not a lot of dark characters in anime shows. So it just had a moment with me where I was like, oh, you know, I wonder if he was, like, my cousin or part of the family. That was, like, the first moment I had to really think about it. At any rate... Okay, Tsubasa, cool stuff. I'm gonna give you a little more context on Kilya, because I know I just threw that out there. Kilya's technically the main rival of the main character. But he at first got this dude in a corner with his whole... He has a gang, by the way. Had again. We're gonna say had. We're gonna put an asterisk in that because I don't know where they went. I don't know if they disbanded. I forget what happened to them. But I'm surprised that they all just were like, oh yeah, okay, we're all disbanding. So my brain is very much like, what? Huh? But I don't know. That context was never really given to me as to where the rest of his men went. Like, I don't remember, to be fair. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, the question marks surrounding his gang. But he was rough and tough. He had a Beyblade named, Leon, which was a lion. He was literally... He gave a lot of people a run for their money. Ryuga, Jinga, the main character, Oh, Jinga is the main character, by the way. So when I say Jinga, that's the main character. I'm not saying that, but yeah, anyway. Tsubasa, who else? Did he ever verse Masamune? I don't think he ever did. Okay, yeah. There were a lot of people who gave a run for their money. It was pretty bad. The man had raw talent, raw skill. He had some strategy too, admittedly. He just didn't really use it unless he was... He used it initially and then went with power. I don't know why he does that. Anyway. Long story short, the man is a menace. Then we have Yu. Yu has a bat blade called Libra. He is another strategist, but he is adorable. He is also a brat during Arc 1. And he is also a threat during Arc 1 too. Who else is important to the story that I'm forgetting? Oh, Benkei is Kyoya's lackey. He has this Beyblade called... oh my gosh, I forgot the name. It'll come back to me. There's also a girl named Hikaru who used to Beyblade, but that was during Season 1, or Arc 1, and then she stopped after that due to Ryuga. I feel like I should make a list in the corner or something. I already feel like I should be making a list of these characters' names. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit, but essentially, these are all the people we're dealing with in Arc 1. Arc 1 is unlike any of the other arcs. Arc 1 is crazy. I just want you to remember that. Arc 1 is insane, and I don't understand how anybody involved got to the point that they did. Like... what's the word? These are all the Arc 1 people. But essentially, again, Arc 1 is, like, the worst. Like, I don't mean the worst arc, but I just mean, like, there's so much stuff that happens in Arc 1 as a whole that just... your brain just goes, what in the world? Like, at one point, there's this one Beyblader who's got an aiming thing and it aims for Kyoya in this deserted town. That's really weird. And then you've got, like, oh my gosh. And then you have poor, like... Actually, I'm just gonna leave this in... I should just have this bookmarked. And then... let's go with... We'll come back to Arc 2. Arc 1, like I said, very crazy. Everything's going on at once. Jinga at one point, the most important things you need to know are, like, the characters and the fact that Jinga defeats Ryuga and then that Ryuga gets corrupted by El Drago. Because the Beyblade has... Beyblade. And, again, based on lore, essentially negative energy, negative desires, well, I say negative, didn't basically anything negative with the star fragment that's created from this Beyblade? Oh yeah. Star fragment, that's correct. Okay, that's what I forgot. Okay. I'm gonna put that on. Only 2 Bladers have star fragment bays, and that is Jinga and Ryuga. I don't even remember why I forgot this detail, I'm gonna be real. I don't know how I forgot this detail, but is important nonetheless. So, with that, Now you know that this is the insanity that we're dealing with. Maybe Hikaru's not that important, but essentially, like, yeah, he defeats Ryuga. Ryuga ends up... This is where my questions begin, because there's a lot happening. After, like, this arc goes down... Well, okay. I feel like I'm going in circles. But essentially, there are a lot of questions to, like, that final fight, or the lead up to that final fight. Ryuga starts to getting, possessed / corrupted by the Beyblade. But as that is happening, one by one, these specific characters end up, in Beyblade-related comas. Essentially, their energy has been taken and has been fed into El Drago. And there are 3 people that this happens to. Hikaru, the girl Beyblader, that's the first person who goes. It's during a tournament, so it's all tournament-style arc and whatnot. So Hikaru goes first. She's not as important because, again, she stopped Beyblading because of... Let me write her down, actually. I don't know what her Beyblade symbolizes. Okay, so that's important to know. But essentially, when that happens, she ends up in a coma. She gets taken to the hospital. Beyblade-induced coma gonna be my sick leave request. Beyblade-induced coma, yes, exactly. Beyblade-induced comas are the worst. They are the worst. It is a sick way to go down, I'm not gonna lie. But you do not want to do that versing El Drago. Because El Drago, again, is a menace. That is not a Beyblade you want to verse. But yeah, Beyblade-induced comas, this is where Beyblade-induced comas start happening. This is where it starts. We're in Arc 1. But then, as that goes down, if you haven't watched Middle Fight Beyblade, I'm not kidding you. The episodes are free on YouTube. They are free on YouTube to watch. All 3 arcs. Just type in Middle Fight Beyblade anime, or like something surrounding that, and you're gonna get all the episodes listed. It's gonna be like, I think it's on like the kids mode of like YouTube, but that doesn't matter. Go, like, if you're like even interested a little bit in seeing any episodes, like, go watch it. I'll even make like a whole like episode list, like, just to be like, here are some worthy episodes. Here's where the Moses one comes from. Here's where Moses party in the Red Sea with the Beyblade comes from. Here's where Tsubasa throws that chair at the hospital window. So, at the end of the arc, this is the most important thing in the entire arc. So, in terms of this, okay, so, Ryuga, alright, so, essentially, Ryuga puts people into comas with his Beyblade, for a particular tournament arc, okay? So the people he puts into comas, this is Hikaru, and she no longer Beyblades because of this fight. She's the first one down. Tsubasa is the next person who goes comatose. It was bad. He tried so hard and it did not work at all. And then there's Kyoya, who also comatoses. Alright. The dark energy. So, they all go down. They're all done for. They're all doomed. They're in comas, they're in the hospital, nobody knows what's going on. And then Jinga finally takes him out. Finally. The thing I want you to note about this part is simply short and sweet. After Ryuga gets possessed by his Beyblade with the dark energy and then everything goes bananas, and then Jinga finally puts it out of his misery, and Jinga wins after an entire Let me draw this out for you. They battle on this, like, I don't even know what to call this. This is a tower. There's like these stairs, and it keeps going, and it doesn't end. And they battle on here, and I swear this thing is like so high up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then they're like on the ends of this thing. There are a lot of questions I have for why this. What are with these songs, you guys? And so after Ryuga does that, and then Jenga takes him out, finally, Ryuga decides to do the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I will never forgive him for this, that I've ever seen a person do in any TV show that I've ever... Hands down the stupidest thing, because keep in mind, Ryuga stole El Drago, from, Jenga's village. And it's causing all of this destruction. Beyblade put people in comas, we need this Beyblade puts people in comas, we need this in hospitals. You're taking your doctor. That's a kidney stealing operation in the works on children, but I've never seen it before. Oh, that's bad. Wait a minute. I didn't read the whole thing, I just realized. We need this in hospitals. You're talking to your doctor and they say we need to take you into surgery. They put you into a medical bed and then the doctor says let it rip and you walk out 3 days later. You have Beyblade battle with El Drago before your surgery. Doctor is the doom. You guys. Ryuga is the doctor of Beyblade. Oh gosh. Dustbin Bunny, I don't know whether to thank you or whether to be like, dang, I didn't need that thought. cut the doctor's beginning invasive surgery by spitting. No. Not the Dr. Doom part, the doctor part on the Beyblades. We're gonna put a giant pin in that. We're gonna put a giant pin in that joke, cause dang, holy crud, that puts context into a lot of other things. At any rate, cut to doctor's beginning invasive surgery by spitting a metal top on the chest cavity to Moses it. That is not the way I want that to go. Could you imagine doing surgery with Babe? Ooh, I'm sorry, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I might need to show y'all a clip. Like, cause you do not want these things doing surgery on you. Absolutely not. Doom guy playing Beyblade, let it rip and tear. Oh no. Oh, that's why you said that. I'm not as familiar with Doom, but yeah, rip and tear. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Performing surgery on a grave using a that's you guys. We're not performing surgery on a Beyblade. Oh my gosh. We can't do that. Oh no, not on a Beyblade. With a Beyblade. You guys, these things destroy buildings. These things destroy all sorts of things. You don't want this thing doing any type of surgery on you. N-O. Absolutely not. Oh man. Okay, so I gotta think about how I phrase the next part because right, I'm like literally like, oh, here's the dumbest thing they did. Jokes on the top. We're gonna pin the doctor thing because doctor did not count. Surgery. There's actually 2 pins. Okay. Giant dragon pops out of a smock holding a skin. Oh my gosh, that would be insane. I'm expecting Beyblade Universe mention Bush invading. No. No. Oh my god. We've gone too far. We've gone too far. Here's the dumbest thing. It was the dumbest thing I did. Nobody chat for no reason. Let me get this straight. I need a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need you to picture this for a second. This is so important. I need you to picture this. Because the dumbest thing they did wasn't any of... That would actually be a cool storyline, Frostbite. But here's the dumbest thing this man decides to do, okay? Talk about Ryuga. We're talking about the man who has decided, hey, I'm going to use a Beyblade of max destruction even though people are protecting it, because why not? Sorry, that was a great sequence. I'm sorry, guys. That was great. I love that so much. Okay, anyway, you know, the battle's over. They're all cheering on Jinga, and man, Ryuga, after all of that, after getting possessed, after putting people in the cult, after all of the weirdness that happens, right? Man decides, you know, the Beyblade is on the ground nearby somewhere. We don't know where it is. My man decides, you know, we see the Beyblade. You know, here's a very loose drawing, right? Beyblade. And for whatever the reason is, our man decides, hey, let's keep the Beyblade. He picks it up off the ground. And at this point, I probably cut out, but he picks it up off the ground, right? He picks it up off of the ground. No joke. And picks it up and just takes it off into the sunset with him. And you're just sitting there like, there's no way you did that. After all of that, you just got possessed. You got out of possession. What is wrong with you? What have you? You're possessed just again. I'm pretty sure every career stream goes, I have a plan on what I want to do and talk about. And then chat chooses chaos and distracts. Oh man. Sorry, I lost it. I don't know where it is. Give me a second. I lost it. It won't let me scroll. And then chooses the chaos and distracts her for the entire duration. Exactly. That's happening. I don't mind you guys for it though, but you know. I don't mind y'all for it though. You're good. That one person who says Beyblades are overhyped tops terminated. Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, no, the Beyblade, like the toys, like I think I discussed this in the beginning. The toys literally were everywhere and they were actually good. I didn't play with them because 12 to 13-year-old Kriya was like, I'm not falling for this. I know what y'all are about. This is a good storyline. I'm not buying the toys though. But I should have. I definitely should have. At any rate, though, what was I going to say before? Let me just double check to make sure that those are gonna go in. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Min picks up this still corrupted, still dark energy, still could possess him Beyblade. This is why when people, if you watch the videos, they're like, Beyblade, why is Beyblade so serious? Beyblade can't be this serious. Beyblade was so serious. Whatever those videos are, when they say, like, Ryuga's the GOAT, Ryuga is the dumbest person I have ever encountered in an anime. Dumbest person ever. There is no rhyme or reason about it. This is a dumb decision. I don't know why you made this decision. I don't know why you literally going to get another legendary Beyblade would have been better than the decision you made here. I will never take Ryuga seriously due to this moment. You can be the GOAT and dumbest person ever. They aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah, they're not. You can have them in the same place, but just, I don't understand this. I just don't. I will never take Ryuga seriously just for that alone. I wish I knew what the point of that was. Just so many consequences. Basically, he is a menace, but he's also very dumb. I don't know how he gets through half of what he gets through in Arc 1 and thinks he can get away with it. And this was the dumbest thing he ever did, and my brain can never take him seriously from that moment forward. I was like, you're just the stupidest man I've ever met. Cannot. And then we have the extra dangerous dark energy top that our man has decided that he is going to wield. Why would you do... Anyway. Dumb decision that I will never forgive him for. That I'm never gonna take him seriously. Anytime he shows up, I'm just gonna be like, you still kept that Beyblade. You still did that. I don't wanna even think about it. And he looked unpossessed too, like he was in a sound frame of mind. But the other thing I do want you to take away from this, I should probably specify this because it's semi-important, but not as important as... Alright. Anyway. Okay, so Ryuga picks it up. Jinga, on the meanwhile. His Beyblade put up a good fight, but it literally turns into Stardust and goes back into the sky. Jinga's Beyblade pulls a... What's that called? Pulls an end of... Oh my gosh. What's that Marvel movie called? The one before Endgame. What is that? Yeah, Infinity War. Literally pull an end of Infinity War. Jinga didn't disappear, but the Beyblade did. Pegasus was gone. And he can't Beyblade. As far as I'm aware. The man cannot Beyblade right now. That's essentially the end of the first arc. He won, but at what cost? Everything. So essentially that is what went down first arc-wise. Like I said, we won't go into Metal... What is this? We won't go into Metal Fury very much, because I did not like that, and I absolutely wanted to...
Drinking is very, very, very bad. Yo, I got a fake ID, though. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about Metal Fury very briefly. There are two things that you need to know. Kyoya gets character nerfed. And I don't mean like his Beyblade gets worse, I mean they just ruin his character. The Beyblade got away unscathed. And then also, other characters get nerfed as well. Like Tsubasa, and then another character we'll talk about later. Who else? And then two characters show up that I think are very interesting. Okay. Above art. So, we'll go below. Who else gets nerfed that I can think of? Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can type this out as possible. Okay. They smacked the characters so hard they inverted their... No! To be... Kyoya... I can make the argument for Kyoya on that, but then they nerfed them in the Beyblade sense. The characters are fine. The Beyblade sense, though, they get nerfed. But character-wise, Kyoya gets nerfed, and it is ugly to see. And then these are also characters that only come in Metal Fury that I'm just like, I wish you were in the other arc. I wish you had relevance in the other arc. So upset. Anyway. It is a hard bargain to come by with these poor characters. But Arc 2 is my favorite arc. It's the arc where all the crazy stuff goes down, or at least the majority of it, and you can kind of tell. So, this is where problems start coming. Well, not problems. Best arc on the whole thing. I'll make this kind of brief. But essentially... Okay, Beyblade. Middle... Masters. Okay. This is the World Championship arc. This is the most important part of this whole... Can't be... The whole thing is centered around this whole thing, and I feel like it kind of shouldn't be, but also makes sense. Beyblade. Okay, listen. We gotta talk about this. The World Championship arc... But, okay, there are certain countries involved. I gotta let you know that right away. So we have, you know, Japan, the main team. For some reason, in the English dub, they decided to still have it be Japan and not America, like, didn't localize it that way. Very eye-opening for me. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So Japan, that's our main team that we follow. They're the Japanese team. China is another one. Beyblade Championship arc. I can actually get through this. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I'm just gonna get through the important parts. Okay, so we have Japan, they verse China next. Then... technically it's Russia? I'm back. Hey, welcome back. I don't know which region this is. Anyway, okay. You have India, they don't really verse them, but we'll talk about that. Russia, and then... No, okay, they meet Europe, but they don't verse them yet. Keep in mind, Europe has been, like, Europe has been teased at during the India question mark thing, and then we have Africa. Okay. I just need you to know that Africa is so important that it's not even funny. Alright. Alright. This is how the arc goes. I don't even want to tell you how, like, interesting all of this is. Okay. Alright. World Championship arc that just gives me every sense of how did we get here, right? Right? Like, zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's zoom out. We don't want that. Nice. Okay. I feel bad that's at the very bottom, too. Okay. I'm gonna go them in order. I'm gonna give them a brief summary, but all you have to know is that this is the order. Japan is our main team. We have them fighting for spots first. Then we go to China and we verse them, and they're nice. China's nice. India we meet on the way over to Russia, but we get a little snippet of what the European team is like in this. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna read it, but I'm gonna continue first. Then, afterwards, we actually get to Russia, finally. But that's a whole, well, Russia is the funniest arc, I'm not gonna lie to you. And there's a reason for that. Like, if you don't watch any other part, just watch the Russia arc. Russia's arc's pretty funny. And then we finally get to meet Europe, but we don't even play off of them. We don't get to like do anything with them really, except for this one tournament that the Bladers just crash, because why not? Why did you? Anyway, oh, that's right. We meet China again. And they have another chance. They're like the, what is it called when you've got the losing bracket, but it's like the best of the losers? I don't know what that's called. But then they tell you about the African team. Holy crap. African team is a whole can of worms that I'm gonna get into in a minute. We'll talk about them. Then we get to Europe, which is a whole other problem. These two together are like such a dichotomy, it's so bad. Okay. Then we have them going through it and then going through Brazil. It's more tame, but it's still in this realm of like, where have we gone into? Then we have them versing America. This is my least favorite, well, yeah, this is my least favorite part of the arc, for multiple reasons. And then we have another fight after the fact. Like, the championship's over, you know, obviously, Japan won. Spoilers, I guess. But then we have another whole different scenario of stuff that is only encompassed in this final American arc that just breaks everything for me. That my brain just doesn't want to comprehend and wants to pretend never happened, and yet I still have to deal with the aftermath of it. So, that is the arc in a nutshell. Sorry, okay, let me actually read these. Now we're really getting to what I actually want to talk about. Okay. The Japan team. Alright, I'm gonna give you the intro first. Different... Okay, so you're probably wondering... You're feel free to interrupt me and go on tangents, but I do want to talk about this a little bit in brief. I'm not going to go into super big detail, but that is a recap of what I've talked about so far. The Japan team, though, now we're getting into slower. Jinga Hagane. He doesn't have his Beyblade. So, but then his dad, who is now... Okay, this is the other thing. I gotta talk about this, actually. Okay, before we even get to, like, the Japanese team at all, because Jinga ends up in the Japanese team. So, Jinga's dad. Alright. He gets promoted to the head of the WBBA. Now, what is the WBBA, you might be asking? It is the World Beyblade Association. I don't know why the second B is there, I forget. So, he gets promoted, and he goes, hey, there's this Beyblade in our hometown that's actually even more powerful than Pegasus. You might be able to wield it, and you could Beyblade again like you used to. And then Jinga and his friends head up to this cave, grab this uncontrollable Beyblade, and then after getting that Beyblade, they're still kind of doing stuff for, like, the championship stuff. But as that is happening, right? Okay. Let me think. How do I do this? Okay. So after Jinga gets this wild horse of a Beyblade, a new Beyblade, he's never used this before. This is a bad idea, by the way. It's pretty uncontrollable. I'm looking this up. I'm looking the song up later. I just wanted to point that out. This is cool. Okay. More powerful. They literally called it a wild horse in the English dub. Okay, so then we have a new problem. And this is where things... You're gonna have to put a pin in him, but also he's important. Masamune freaking Kadoi. The most annoying man to grace so far. Alright, annoying. He's a little bit endearing, but towards the end, we'll get into that. Annoying. He has a unicorn Beyblade named Striker. He wants to be the #1 Beyblade. He cannot shut up. This man will not shut up about being the #1 Beyblader in the world. It just... I don't understand. What happens next to this man and how he got here are so important, but I can't even talk about that right now. It is that bad. This man, his character isn't bad, but he's so annoying. Okay, so, he randomly, in the middle, they're having a little mini tournament to determine the Japanese team while he's searching for a Beyblade. In between all of this, you know, like Tsubasa and you are versing each other, they're going at it, and at some point, Masamune just decides to show up and interrupt the match. And keep in mind, Masamune... Did they say where he's from? Oh, we don't know where he's from yet. Okay. Put a pin in that. So, he just shows up, beats you, Tsubasa literally forfeits the match. He's like, I don't play to the people who don't have any manners. Because of course Tsubasa would do that. What is the Tsubasa right again? Yeah, yes it is. But after that happens, they have to restart the whole thing because Masamune ruined that little tournament for the Japan team. But then he was there because he thought Jinga was there. Okay, I'm gonna finish my thought before I get to that. Okay, so, and then he somehow goes from A to B to Z and ends up where Jinga is in his home village, and he's like, fight me, Jinga, and Jinga's like, and then he gets beat by Jinga until at one point, supposedly he actually beats Jinga in a false thing, and he calls himself the #1 blader, and it's all wrong. It's all bad. It's all a mess. Just, you know, and again, brand new Beyblade, overpowered. Jinga's having some issues controlling the Beyblade, so this is not really a lot of problems with this scenario. But from there, that's where my best memory of that goes. For that little mini arc. That goes down. It doesn't last very long. I wish it lasted longer with the whole... Well, there are certain episodes, I gotta let you know. 12 to 13-year-old Kriya did not see the first 4 episodes. She tuned in during episode 5. That's important to know for later. Okay, I'm actually gonna write that down. So... gets to... Because I didn't even know that Beyblade was doing another seasonal thing. Because I thought, oh, okay, it's over. No, it's not. And I just happened to be on Cartoon Network one day, and I was like, maybe this is still going. Wait a minute. So... yeah, okay. Okay. I'm not gonna go too long into this in case y'all get bored. Okay, so... okay, so after all of this is where I have to summarize things. I have to summarize the gap, because I haven't seen the rest is episode 2, so I gotta do that. I, like, skimmed through them at one point, but I don't remember when. But essentially, yeah, multiple things happen. So, Jinga and Masamune have a rivalry, which I don't think that works. There's a lot of things surrounding this that I don't think don't work. Then we meet China's team in between this. They're like visiting Japan for whatever reason. They're visiting Japan, so you know there's that. And then in between, the tournament starts up. Jinga's in the team automatically, so Jinga's in there, obviously, here. And then we have Masamune, who has decided. Okay, I'm gonna put it so far in here. So these are the 2 people who are in the team so far. Okay, so we have those 2. And Masamune gets in. He decides to join the tournament because he's here, and why not? But we still don't know his deal. This is just the way he is. He beats everybody. He somehow gets in to this team. We don't know how. I don't know how, anyway. I don't know how. If you watch the episodes, it'll probably be easier to figure out. Okay, episode 5 is where things get crazy. Okay, let me just put here starts. Because, again, 12 to 13-year-old Kriya only saw episode 5 first. All this other stuff wasn't even available to me at the time because of the way that they were airing. So, I tune in one day. I'm like halfway through the episode. I think. Halfway? I don't know where I was, but I was almost halfway through the episode. Tsubasa versus Kyoya. I don't think this has ever happened in Beyblade. I was just like, this is an actually interesting fight to be in. So 13, 12-year-old Kriya tunes in. She doesn't know who Masamune is. She's very confused. She's like, who is this dude? Who's this stuck-up dude? Who is he? And everybody's cheering. Yu is betting on Tsubasa to win. You want Tsubasa to win. And then Benkei, his cute little Kyoya's lackey, wants Kyoya to win, obviously, because why not? And as they're having that back and forth, then I'm like, okay, who are these other dudes? Because that's when I meet the the Chinese team. And, you know, the girl Mei Mei is really nice. Mei Mei is cool. So, Mei Mei, cool. What are those, like, bonnet things you've got in your hair for, like, we'll talk about it later. I like her outfit. I don't remember her Beyblade. And then we have... I want to make sure that Naga's actually in. And then we have Shion. And then we have Shion. At first... Okay. I'm gonna give him this. He's a very cool-headed, younger Beyblader. But... he finds strength to be more appealing? He makes some very interesting assumptions. Okay. You know, assumptions that will cause issues. That will cause issues. All capitals for issues. I ended up, and when I admittedly there's a point where I did really dislike this character because of what happens, or what he does, or what he ends up doing, that I feel like, in all honesty, he got lucky. He got very lucky. Again.
Ugh, stop. That's so embarrassing. You probably look so gross right now. Okay, are you seriously?
Oh my god! Who am I performing for? Where is the audience? Life's a stage, but the theater is empty. Let me eat my Oreos in peace, goddammit!
Okay, so, like I said, I'll just give you visuals. Okay, so, we have... Oh my gosh. Okay. I need a frame with everybody in it! I cannot have everybody not be in frame! Okay. This is you. This is Masamune. Madoka is an important character, but she's like the mechanic of the team. Not important storyline-wise, but still important in terms of everybody else. Kenta is a whole other... Well, he's not important in this arc. Okay. Jinga's over here, MC. Benkei's over here. This man and his chips. Anyway, where are they? Okay. Okay, so we've got Shion here. Where is Mei Mei? Where can I get a frame of her? Okay. Mei Mei. I like her outfit. I don't know why. It's just cute. I like her whole fit. But in terms of, like, everybody and just having to deal with all sorts of things, it just becomes... What's the word for it? My brain. Yeah, no, this is becoming... This is the beginning of things going wrong. This is the beginning of things going wrong, essentially. But... You know, everything's so nice, you know, they're all chatting. They chat for the first half of this thing. They're like, oh yeah, Kyoya's this, and like, Tsubasa's this. Let me show you, actually. Okay.
These boys, here!
Okay, not yet.
Slashing through, we're doing some tough and intense training for the World Championships.
Maybe not. I wonder if they're gonna talk about it yet.
It's finally about to begin.
again, just, I don't know. There's a lot happening here. This is tenseness where they talk about all of this stuff. And there's a point where, like, you can tell, like, they've never been in a fight before, and you're just like, this matchup has never happened before. Like, I was so ready. But there's a portion that here's the deal. I don't remember how many of the Beyblade episodes that I watched with the Fusion arc, with the first arc, and I don't know if that continued. I don't know how much that happened, or when it happened, or when it did happen. Like, my brain wasn't really thinking, because, which scene was it? Tsubasa goes up, and he's got this whole scene. This poor man.
But that's the past. My future is to take on the whole world.
You know, he has this cool scene, but that scene of him in the beginning losing to Ryuga, that is so important that I cannot stress how badly the man is going to get screwed over in this whole tournament. Oh man. Okay, so then the whole thing starts. You know, they begin their battle. Everything seems like it's going back and forth.
Kiyoya had to stop attacking briefly. Tsubasa was waiting for that.
And of course, strategy versus raw power and the symbolism of the water. Just no chill. None. So he cuts through the wind at some point. Tsubasa's got upper hand. They're going back and forth for a minute or two. And that's happening. That's going down. That whole thing, that whole discussion, you know, whatever. And then we get to a point where he loses his mind. And then Shiyun says something that I just need you to hear this. Like, Tsubasa then gets the lower hand again, and then this happens.
Moves shows when they're evenly matched. Even, huh? I don't know. This is equal, then in the end. He's winning!
Alright.
That's it. Huh? What's it? If their strength is equal, then in the end it comes down to who has the greater desire to win. As long as he tries to fight cleanly, he has no way of winning. You're not watching until the end? The battle is already decided.
I'm about to lose my mind over this child. Yeah, so essentially he says that it's already been decided. Oh, Tsubasa's not gonna win. Obviously, Kyoyo's gonna win because pure strength inspired him the desire to win. And Kyoyo's a maniac because he wants to verse Jinga, because of course he does. Why? The battle has been decided. Sorry, I know I went on that whole long tangent of just like, can we explain everything here? Yeah, essentially like, that happens and my brain just goes, are you kidding? What do you mean it's been decided? What are you talking about? What do you mean? And I'm just like, no, it hasn't. He can still figure it out. I didn't know who I was. I don't even think I was rooting for anybody at the time. I was just like, oh, this is a fun battle. And around this point is where stuff hits the fan. He's not aware of plot armor. I mean, to be fair, Tsubasa's not the main character either, so it just kind of, you know. Plot armor, there's no plot armor here with either of them. And remember, they both got, and remember, something I want you to remember, they both got hit with the dark energy comas. I need you to remember this. This is so important. It is so important. I need you to put a pin in this.
My ego! And just like that, I lose. Lose? Lose! Lose? No! No, I will win! 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 Win
And then we hit the fan with no warning. It could be possible he's experiencing PTSD?
That's right! It's over! Finish it! Leon! Count me out! What? Don't count me out!
this. And it begins. Problem number 1. And the problem Stop. I forgot about that. Oh, okay. Let me back up for a second. Alright, let me back up for like I just need you to see the cracks. I need you to see that. That is not normal. Okay. What? Yeah, no. So this may not make any sense whatsoever. This is the beginning of bad problems. I'll show you the other one in a minute. But this is the beginning of things going wrong. This is the very beginning. This is where things go wrong immediately. We don't know why Tsubasa's in this headspace, to be honest. I wish there was a better reason for it. Maybe PTSD from battling Ryuga. But essentially what happens here is that Tsubasa activates something that he didn't know he was holding on to from that fight with Ryuga. And it activates during this fight. This is the enemy. Because remember, he's normally graceful, but not. Well, another YouTuber described it as him having schizophrenia, which interesting take, maybe more accurate. But yeah, he essentially goes crazy, and Kyoya's like, what in the actual? What? Wait, hold on. Wait, hold up. And then I had a question, because I sat there and I was like, what's going on? And after thinking about this fight for a very long time, I had a question. I had a very concerning question. Was Kyoya about to turn too? Because if Tsubasa has something from the fight, does Kyoya have something from the fight? Does Kyoya have something worse from the fight? And you know, my brain was going every direction. But again, 12 to 13-year-old Kriya wasn't thinking that. She was just like, oh no. And from there, it began a whole what's the word for it? I'll give you the summary of it. Basically, the dark energy Seth's corruption transferred from one blader to another, and 13-year-old Kriya was freaking out because she didn't know if it had transferred to the other two people. One of them luckily isn't Beyblading anymore, but there came worry because of well, I'll show you. I'm gonna skip forward, but I'll show you. Okay, this is if this triggered from a past trauma and his psyche had blocked out. It would probably be more of a dissociation thing. It could be. That would be more accurate too. I'm not a medical professional. Yeah, no, it's okay. We're all not medical professionals. We're all diagnosing stuff that we don't know how to deal with. But yeah, essentially he starts getting corrupted by the dark energy, and then we don't know if he's getting anything. But of course, because Kyoya Tsubasa doesn't know what he's doing, he still loses. Hate to say it. Yeah, anyway, so that happens. He loses.
I lost this? Again?
Yeah, he loses again.
What happened to me?
We have that. We have Shiyun being like, of course I was right. Okay. And then okay. So after losing, Kyoya's like, Jinga is thinking, oh, Kyoya's gonna join us in the World Championships. Oh, of course he's gonna join us. And then the worst possible, remember 12-year-old, 13-year-old Kriya is still trying to figure out what's happening, and then it just gets worse. It gets much worse.
Huh?
Oh, whoops.
You can beat anyone, right, Kyoya?
I think you're confused.
Huh?
The reason I entered this competition was to show you my power. I never had any interest in joining Team Japan.
Come again? What are you talking about, Kyoya? What's the angle?
Listen to me. There's only one person in the world I want to defeat. And it's you, Jinga! It's you, Jinga!
Kyoya!
A world championship? Now that's interesting. On that great big stage out there, this time you'll be defeated by me, Kyoya.
Wait! Wait a minute! Kyoya! Kyoya! Kyoya!
Because Jinga was also yelling in a way that had nothing to do with it was way too loud. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Everyone has issues with his name. I don't know why. Gotta love the doves sometimes. Exactly. At any rate, essentially, that went down. That happened. He decides to straight up leave. I don't think 12 and 13-year-old Kriya even processed that line. But, the line of being like, I'll beat you on the world stage. But essentially, from here on out, we don't see Kyoya up here up until a very specific certain point that, yeah. Oh man, like, and again, 12-year-old me was like, wait a minute, wait, this wait, oh shoot, and 12-year-old me was like, is this also an influential, is this an influential thing? Is this a dark power thing? What is going on here? Do we have to drag him back? Like, there are so many questions that come from just this. Like, how did he get this? How is it activated? When did he get it? Was there a certain amount of power that was needed to be, what's the word? Transferred from the defeat? How does that work? Why during the defeat? A lot of questions. A lot of questions. And it just gets worse. Like, it gets much worse with the Dark Power arc. It just gets so much worse. It starts to like, this arc, whenever Tsubasa was on the stage, I was freaking out. It was bad. It was really bad. At any rate, I'm gonna briefly go back to this for a minute. Okay. Briefly. Oh, it is 1 p.m. Okay. I'm gonna talk for 30 more minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna do a part 2. Because I feel like I could save the rest for an actual video. Like a YouTube analysis thingy. But, what am I thinking right now? In terms of the dub is interesting. I'll show you one more clip for the dub before we end because I think it's pretty funny. It's really funny. I'm surprised they let this fly in the studio. It's still up. I don't know how anyway, okay. But essentially, Tsubasa's infected with dark energy. So, Tsubasa is infected, and then, that is not how you spell that. Affected, and Kyoya refuses to be in the Japanese team. So, we have two problems. They let Tsubasa on the World Championship team even after that little episode. But then again, it's not as noticeable here because nobody knows what this is yet. So, nobody knows story-wise what this is. Unfortunately, I was like, why would you let him on the team if this is gonna happen? If you're gonna let... So, we have that going down. And then Tsubasa and Yu verse each other, and then Tsubasa doesn't have a breakdown during that fight, and it ends up going cleanly. Then they get on the plane, they verse China, you know, Masamune they have a moment where they're on the Great Wall and they start destroying the Great Wall, basically. Tsubasa and Yu are watching the whole fight, and they're like, dang, that didn't go very well, did it? Masamune versus the opponent, who is a literal womanizer. I am not kidding you. He is the womanizer of Beyblade. He's still nice to woman, but it's still, I don't know how to, I don't even know how to process it. And then we go back to the Shiun problem. Okay, so, the Shiun problem is a whole other, alright, I'll just say Tsubasa. final members, and then so we have China, Masamune in his fight. So that happens. And then remember when I said that this is gonna turn into a problem? The problem is still only beginning, but it starts to have consequences. Because Shiyun, the thing that I didn't show you, that Shiyun, seeing that happen to Tsubasa, was intrigued and wants that to happen again. He's about to toy Tsubasa into going into psycho mode, just so he can battle him like that. And that is what Shiyun wants. This whole fight he has been prepped for it. He's thought about... Shiyun is more strategically skilled than Tsubasa in this fight, which... I mean, kind of makes sense, but also my brain is also like, you're doing all this just to see him go all out. You are a okay. So you have stupid number 1, who picked up a corrupted Beyblade, and stupid number 2, who is deciding to mess with a dude who went crazy in a Beyblade battle. I don't think these are things that make me punch a wall. I'm like, why would you do this? To be fair, Shiyun is a child, so it's admittedly more annoying and frustrating than anything. Like, you don't bite the hand. There are 2 things you don't bite. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and you don't bite the hand that has long, sharp nails on it because they've been uncut for weeks. Tsubasa is the long, sharp hand that hasn't been cut for weeks. You don't bite either of those hands because it comes back to bite you in the worst possible way. Alright, I am actually gonna go back, but I am gonna skip episodes because things get crazy from here on out. So, I don't want you to see the majority of the fight, because Tsubasa's getting handed. Like I said, I just want to see where... this starts. Okay. I'll do this and I think we're gonna end it. So. Because I think everybody has gone to bed. Okay. Alright, we will... Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Are you still not getting it? You're holding back so much, your defeat would be crushing at this point. Start showing some true passion and try to win this thing! Tsubasa! The blader I really want to battle is the Tsubasa in Japan who fought hard with Kiyoya. No, wait, try showing me even more than that time. At least then, I'll really enjoy defeating you!
This child is a menace.
Whoa, did you see that spectacular offense? Totally different from before. No technique this time, just an all-out attack. Attack!
It's just crushing.
What incredible drive! An unbelievable fighting spirit! Our Shiyun is heading straight for victory! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Whoa! Now this is getting my attention.
Yeah, no, it just starts going downhill.
Shiyun! What are you doing?
This way of fighting isn't like him at all!
I know. In order to grow as a blader, he must start to think of allies as rivals and keep his head together under the pressure of battle. However, for now, the most important thing for us is a sure victory. Calm down, Shiyun.
I must win! I must win now!
A lot of problems with that whole sequence of events. So that is happening. Shiyun was defensive at first, and then he started attacking, and then this happened, and at this point, Tsubasa is in full, how do I get out of this mode? How do I get out of this? Am I really about to lose? Blah, 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 you know, all freaking out internally. It's about to go down again. This time is worse than the first. It at least looks like some sort of weird, like he just freaked out for a moment. This, it is visible. It is visible and it is raw energy, and you can tell that things have gone wrong very, very quickly. I think in on the older version of Beyblade they call them something else. Like they actually explain the spirits on the tops. This one they just don't. They don't explain the spirits on the tops. They just don't do it. But essentially, yeah. This is where things go horribly wrong because Jun wants to see that side of Tsubasa that was not normal. Remember that. And then his leader is like, dang it, Shion! Do this the correct way! What are you doing? And again, Shion is poking a bear. There is no way out of this. Are these the same characters in the first series? Tsubasa's from... No. Okay, the first series, I believe, is different. This is the second series. So I believe they're all different. But, fun fact, what's his name? Kai's voice actor shares, Kai's voice, Kai, I can't pronounce his name. Is it Kai? Oh, it better be Kai. Kai's VA is also Tsubasa's VA. So you could say they're intertwined in a specific way. So this is the second time in the Beyblade space. So yeah, second time in a VA role in Beyblade. So yeah. If you look at the clips, they are the same. I don't remember where I got that fact from, but yeah, they're the same VA. So Tsubasa doing this whole thing, so yeah. Anyway, not the same as the first series. This is the second series, but this is the second arc of the second series. Yeah, my brain is, it is confusing. It is hard to keep up. I am sorry. We'll do this and we'll end it. So, okay.
This isn't good. This battle is turning one-sided.
Go, Tsubasa!
They're trying so hard.
Is this all you've got? Why can't you just give me the power you showed us when you had your battle with Kiyoya? Or do you just not have it in you?
This man.
Stop talking! Stop talking! I don't want to hear any more of your upsetting taunts!
Tsubasa, hang in there! Not good. If he keeps taking big attacks like this, Eagle will be ruined!
Oh no, I have to make the decision?
Don't you dare!
Beer o'clock! Beer o'clock!
Nerd!
Beer o'clock.
Oh my god! If she dies,
right,
it's
everyone.
on you!
This man! Kiyoya now? Not so good. Wait, what did they say that? Yeah, no, like I said, the dub, it's the dub. It's the dub. You have to just deal with it. It's the dub. It was way worse than the Metal Fusion dub. I don't even want to tell you how bad the Metal Fusion dub is. The Metal Fusion dub has characters grunting and doing weird stuff every second. It is so bad. Anyway, I can deal with weird pronunciation. Anyway, maybe I'm desensitized to this pronunciation. Maybe that's what's happening. At any rate, they're all freaking out. Shion is also destroying Eagle, which I'm surprised the Chinese team didn't ruin. Notice. Okay. It's Benedict Cumberbatch Penguin incident all over again. Does he say penguin weird? Oh no. And then, okay. So then they're all worried, and then it's always Masamune's line. Masamune always has a line that pushes Tsubasa over the edge. That was another reason I disliked him. He was just like, you dumb. you dumb. I'm just gonna say it. You dumb American dude. You do not understand. You don't understand what is happening. Yeah, Masamune is from America. Spoiler warning, I guess. From New York, I wonder if he's friends with Joey. I think Joey would hate him. Well, actually. Oh, you know what? They would be really good friends. They would be really good friends. Oh man, they would be really good friends. That would annoy me to heckin' back. That actually annoys me that would be canon, that they could be really good friends. Those two would have a sparring match. That would actually work out oddly well, actually. I'm actually not too worried about that one. That one, Masamune may get some actual mentorship from Joey, which isn't the worst thing, but it's also coming from a perspective of somebody who is similarly. But yeah, he says this line, don't push yourself, it's enough, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and my man goes into a panic. Again. But it's worse. Nah, bro, don't do it, you're weak and we already have a win. That's right, okay, that's the other thing. Masamune did win that match, too, even though, in all honesty, this would have been the perfect time for Masamune to lose. I'm not going to lie to you, Masamune should have lost that first match. Because that is the way that I see things. I think that the guy he was versing had... What's the word? I think the guy he was versing just was better and all around, and that there was going to be no way around it. I just think that the other guy had to have, you know, once he started getting more serious, I think that should have been the cue that Masamune was going to lose. I don't know why they let him win this time, because what happens at the end of this makes me viscerally angry. we'll come back to this, but let's get to the freak out. Yeah, no, Masamune is kind of a jerk. He's an American jerk, like some American jerks will be, just like the majority of us. Myself included. Hi, I'm American. Hello. He's from New York specifically, but I don't know if I don't know, okay. I don't know how this works. I think he was from Japan, and then he went to America, and then came back. I don't know how that works. We'll put a pin in that one for way later, but yeah. He has... Man's lines are interesting.
What's going on?
It's enough, you say?
Are we getting a heart attack? Whoa, they're vibrating,
Whoa, what's going on?
Is it the beer? Is it the beer? The decompression! The decompression!
Look at this! You go from point A to B to Z! How do you do this? How did Shiyun, as soon as I saw this, I knew it was over. Shiyun was down. Shiyun, there was no way out of this. Seems pretty normal, right? Just a giant shadowy beast with red eyes. Like the amazing red eyes blackjack. No, it is totally fine, right? Like, you know, giant eyes, giant little ball. It's fine. It's fine. And it goes up, it does that, and it just infects.
This is exciting. Finally, this is the Tsubasa that I was hoping to battle with. Now it really means something when I take the win. Special move, tempestuous whirlwind sword. Ha!
Oh, coolest thing ever. Just, like...
Don't mess with me! Here's your punishment for all that arrogant taunting.
Just continues. That was a little much.
What's
this?
What is going on here? Eagle has suddenly gotten its second win.
Uh-huh.
It's pushing Lacerda fiercely right back against the wall.
Yeah. He's not winning this fight at all.
What happened to you, Tsubasa? Oh, he's completely lost it.
Yep. And the comparisons begin. It's... So, we have an issue. It has begun to get much worse. I actually shouldn't pause. The comparisons continue. He gets really upset. June's like, oh, okay, this is great. No, it's not. My dear friend, is not. Talon's literally piercing through his body. Hey. Yeah, at this rate, literally, yeah, no, this image is not savory at all. But at any rate, though, like I said, comparison, not a literal, but, you know, what are his options? That is true. He's like getting Talon pierced in. He's like, I gotta do something. Literally, this was his only option at the time, which I think is intriguing. That this was his that this was the option that he went for. That was his last option. I don't think it was completely controlled though, but there was issues. Of course, he wasn't fully in control of himself, and that just came out of nowhere. He's like, how do I? He's disassociated. He's in a rage, and you know, Shiyun again, child again, poking a bear. Just all of this ickiness surrounding this whole scenario. Like, are you joking? And of course it continues. You know, he didn't really have any option to do anything else either, so it just kind of sucks that Shiyun pulled him into a literal corner to manipulate him into doing this. Yes, Shiyun is a child, but this is really bad. And admittedly, and I'm going to say this, Shiyun being raised in the environment that he is raised in should know better. Like, I don't care how young he is, with the environment he's being raised in, he should know better than to poke a bear with a stick. This is not a good look. This is not a good idea. Where he learned this from is definitely not from this team, because everybody else is like, oh yeah, we'll fight fair. No, Shiyun just... A to B to Z, this is the option he chose. He is about to get slammed. Like...
No! Shiyun, get out!
Shiyun!
What's going on? Get it together!
No way! I am not gonna lose this one! Losing is not an option here! In the end, the drive to win is everything! As long as I can hold on to that right now, then I can do it! Losing will not be possible!
That is not a good idea. And loses it right there.
Disappear! Disappear! Disappear into oblivion!
Boom! And then, oh my gosh. I cut it out before we just got there. Okay. I'm gonna let this play.
Daytona versus Chevy Trailblazer.
I'm just gonna let you know right now, the worst thing happens. And I mean the worst possible thing happens. And I don't mean this for Shiyun, I mean this in the sense of how in the ever-loving heck did you pull this off? Okay, Mr. Cobra Kai. Literally this man, this child is done so much in so little time, and now he's getting what he deserves. I'm like he better disappear. Like, this is the consequence. You poke the bear, you earn you what you sow. But like I said earlier, way earlier, Shiyun gets very lucky, and I don't know how, like, literally the physics do not make sense. Okay, right?
Disappear! Disappear! Disappear into oblivion!
Boom, right? Should be pushed further into the wall, right? That should be the result. Instead, eagle in pillar. Done. So many. Just, you would not understand how angry I was. I was like, how in the grace of God graced you that day, because holy crud, you should have lost. There is no excuse for this. I don't understand how you won this battle. This doesn't make any sense. Literally lost by the skin of his teeth. This should have been the moment where he won. This should have been the moment where this could have... Again, I'll talk about it later, but this should have happened. It should have been the reverse. Masamune should have lost, Tsubasa should have won. It should have... Because there are certain things that'll play in later that get reinforced. When... There are a lot of words that I have. There's a lot. Losing is not an option, as literal explosions are destroying the Beyblade. You know, legitimately, like, this is, Shiyun took to that idea hard, and I'm just sitting there like, dude, that's not the only way that's... Okay, then. Good luck to you, then. Like, Like, legitimately, like, Masamune should have won. No, Masamune should have lost. Tsubasa should have won. And it should have reinforced things that play in effect later. When we get, especially once we get to Africa, oh man, they should have reinforced it so freaking bad. It should have been reinforced so bad. Anyway.
Fool, what are you crying for? What are you crying for, fool? You're not the one with weed in his pocket, are you? You have drugs in the car? I told you to slow down, didn't I?
One thing that I really like Beyblade changed the way that I look at writing, particularly because of the arc that I mentioned when you were there, Tsubasa, and his whole dark power arc thing that what goes down. That really made me really think about a person's emotions in like I guess within the shonen setting. Well, I say shonen setting, but I mean like just across the board. Like, I always take a character's emotions and their motivations and their goals into account now because of that whole ordeal with him being like Stalker Vibes was only a tiny aspect of what was going down. Like a very tiny aspect of what was going down in between everything else that was going down with him. Man had it bad. But I'm gonna have to make it like an official YouTube video at some point. But essentially, one thing that I really like about at least about Tsubasa's arc, is that it kind of shows like he, I think he just really wanted to be a really strong blader, and he couldn't, and he had to be the best, and things weren't working out. And it really made me think about like the ideals of like being the best and not everybody gets there, and are you happy with that, really? I really like, so for the point of like Metal Masters, because you've got Metal Fusion, which is kind of like the beginning portion that kind of sets up like, this big bad, and then the big hero, and then the hero finish off the big bad, and you cheer, and you're like, ah, and then you're like, okay, yay. Funny thing about the big bad, which will be relevant another time, Big Bad doesn't ever stop being the big bad until a certain point, but, at any rate, there's also, this other arc that has a giant big bad that comes in, and it's all really bad, and they all have to stop it, but that's the ending arc of the series. We don't talk about the fourth one. Big bad you get bit. Not exactly. Not exactly. The big bad kind of does a couple of interesting things. He's also an issue for a differing reason. The big bad does a couple of, well, he does one stupid thing. Well, okay. The big bad does two stupid things. And this guy's name is Ryuga, and I'm gonna type it in chat so that we're all familiar with the word. Because I know that last time there was a lot of I know that last time the kill ya thing that sent me. Alright. But Ryuga is the big bad. There are a couple things about him that I hate in general. First off, he in particular is just absolutely just like he is goated. Everyone, especially since the resurgence came up with Beyblade videos, because there's been a resurgence of Beyblade videos that have come up. If you look up Beyblade wasn't that serious, Beyblade was that serious, something like that, something along those lines, you're gonna find a surgence of them come up due to a TikTok trend. And they're all like, oh my gosh, Ryuga was the GOAT. Oh my gosh, Ryuga was the GOAT. He was so good. He was the best. And it wasn't because of me. I'd be surprised if it trended because of me. I'd be very surprised. But, with Ryuga, when Kriya was 12 years old, Ryuga annoyed the living heck out of me. Ryuga absolutely annoyed the living heck out of me. I was so annoyed by his actions. Like, it didn't matter how strong he was to me, I did not like him. Up until, like, the third series of that particular set of Beyblade series. I don't know what to call them. Arcs? Arcs, yeah. Young Kree out here hating. I still don't like him now. I'm like, ugh. Like, dude, you still had things going down. But essentially, young Kriya had a couple of concerns. So, and I still do. So first of all, the Beyblade that he got was from this little place called Coma Village, where the main character Jinga lives. Let me write that down too. And essentially, at some point, he decides, keep in mind, he's the big bad of the whole thing, decides, I'm gonna take a Forbidden Bay. Ginger. Jinga, not ginger, but you could make that comparison if you... He also is a ginger, funnily enough, in the show. He's a redhead. So it's not off. But anyway, so our man decides, and I don't think I watched that episode all the way through. I think because I don't know the reason behind him doing this, but basically his Beyblade is like a forbidden Beyblade that he like stole from Coma Village that they were protecting and making sure that no one ever got it. So no one was really supposed to have it to begin with, and he goes in with this group of people and they just steal the Beyblade, and I'm like, what? You took the Bay! You took the Beyblade! No, I must have watched it all the way through. There's no way I didn't. Cause that was a big fight where we meet Jinga's dad and... Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But essentially, man decides, I want that Beyblade. He just took it. He didn't casually take it though. There was a supposed character death, alongside of that, but man decided, I want that one, like a child, and then he ran off. And I'm like, dude, that's how we got here? That is how we got here? You just wanted something and now we're here, and now we have issues because of it. And initially, this wouldn't be so bad, right? This wouldn't be so bad. I say supposed because, spoiler warning, I say supposed for a reason, and I'm not gonna talk about why in case you want to know. But if you want to know spoilers, let me know. At any rate, yeah, so that happens. Death in my Beyblade. Not in front of my Beyblades. Yeah, so essentially, so this big bad has his Beyblade, and initially you're like, well, okay, whatever. But then more stuff kind of starts to happen, as the consequences of your actions just sort of start to weigh up, and it just, in my brain, I'm like, it's just not worth it to keep it initially. So at some point in the anime, he starts kind of going through it where he kind of starts getting possessed by the dark power of this forbidden Beyblade. And there's a point where he kind of turns into like a dragon-looking kind of dude, and I'm like, ooh, that's not good. Or starts looking like a dragon kind of dude. It's really bad, and Ryuga's also in pain too, and you're just like, okay. But even while that's going down, he like shoots down 3 bladers with dark energy and basically sends them to the hospital. So, you know, that's like towards the end of the first arc, right? That's the first arc. Give him a snap. Dude, I wish it was that simple as a Snickers bar, man. Giving a forbidden power a Snickers bar. I wish it was that simple. Unfortunately, Ryuga just gets way too hungry, way too often. And you know what he does? Okay, so as it's ending, right? The end of the arc. Everybody's happy, everybody's whatever, playful. 2 things I want to note. I mentioned them last time, but I want to mention them again. Jinga's Beyblade, after it battles and after it wins, you know, it frees Ryuga from the dark Beyblade's grasp, but it does not make it. disintegrates into stardust and goes into the sky. And yeah. And you know, that's sad, you know. And then as that's, I don't know if it was before or after the fact. It was after. Okay. After that happens and you see that, you see the forbidden Beyblade on the ground, right? You know, and it looks completely the same as it was, right? Okay. Okay. Now, we don't know if the dark power has dissipated from this Beyblade or not. We don't know if the thing that was holding Ryuga has dissipated or not. It's left up in the air. We don't know if the dark power has dissipated or not. We have no idea. It's not even implied either. It's just we don't know. This idiot Ryuga decides, after everything that went down. This is why 12-year-old Kriya just has beef with him. He's a goat, but he's the dumbest person alive. I can't stand his character. He goes back after being defeated, after all of this work, after all of this effort and him being possessed and him being scared to death. He goes back to this, you know, this very cracked Beyblade. You know, it's very cracked. You know, you can't really do much with it. And this idiot picks the Beyblade back up and walks away. This idiot decides to keep the Beyblade after the fact. It sounds like she still hates him. Oh no, I hate him. Why? In the world? Like, I'm so close, like, I'm so angry, I'm close to cursing, guys, and I don't curse on stream. Why in the world would you keep a Beyblade that possessed you, caused her to go to the hospital against your will, and tried to keep complete control of you and destroy, I don't know if destroy the world, plunge it in the darkness at least. Like, it just doesn't make any sense for this idiot to pick the Beyblade back up. Start over with a new one. What the heck are you doing? To this day, I do not understand this man. That one decision solidified everything for me. I'm like, dude. And later on, and this is where my confusion starts, because I don't know, because there's a manga, and I don't know if they explained it in the manga, or if in the manga it says that this happened, or implied that this happened, but in the anime, it's ambiguous, and you're like, okay. I have no idea. When 13-year-old Kriya found out that there was another arc, Metal Masters, she was very excited. And she was like, yay! And then Tsubasa had the dark... Let me write that name down too. Then we have Tsubasa. Tsubasa has the dark power, right? Okay, Tsubasa, the man who is going through it. Stalker vibes. Okay, so we have him, and he... Okay, I gotta explain this. So he's one of the guys that got sent to the hospital initially by Ryuga in the first arc. In the second arc, he now has a bit of that dark power in him, and now it's causing issues. Now, keep in mind, 13-year-old Kriya had never seen anything like this before, you know, like, there was, like, Code Lyoko that had poor William just get snatched up by Xana, but 13-year-old Kriya had never seen somebody struggle with a power that they weren't supposed to have. Like, something that just doesn't belong, and dealing with the emotional turmoil of that. It wasn't like he got snatched, it was more like it just happened. It was coincidental. It was like a domino effect. So already, Ryuga's actions are already affecting somebody else. I also thought they were going to affect somebody else, but that never happened. And I think I understand now why that happened, but also... I feel like it still should have happened to a degree. I feel like it would have been a better parallel. Oh. Let me write that down. Let me write it down. Sorry, I had a brain blast moment. That would have been awesome! What the... That would have been the ever! Oh my gosh! That would have been the best parallel in history. That would have looped everything back together. I'm sorry. I literally, oh my gosh. They could have done that. That could have happened. That would have had so much more weight. Oh, that changes everything. Alright, I know what to do for him now. Oh, that changes everything. Okay, sorry. I'm not gonna talk about what I just thought about. I'm gonna save it for the very long series of Beyblade videos that I'm gonna make, and you're gonna understand exactly why. Now we've got two solutions. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing all of this down. Okay. Kriya's plotting. Yeah, I'm plotting right now. Okay. Alright. Well, you can put that comment in the back of your mind. For now, we're gonna focus on just Tsubasa and just him going through it. He's got a bit of dark power in him. He can't control it. He doesn't know what to do. And there's a point where he, you know, he runs off, right? I never showed you the other half of that episode. Okay. We're gonna take a break from this, and we're just gonna go straight into a video. We're gonna go straight into a video. If I can pull it up as quickly as possible. Because I don't think I ever showed you the rest of that episode. Because that episode basically has me in stitches. Because I was so mad when that episode happened. Like, I had to, like, pause and, like, think about it and be like, what in the world is happening right now? Where are we? What's going on? I was pissed. To put it bluntly, I was pissed. To put it bluntly, I was pissed. And I just... Sorry, I'm just going. Beyblade time with Kriya. Yeah, exactly. Beyblade time with Kriya. Just counter for every time I do a Beyblade moment. Just a whole counter of it. I'm trying to make sure I have the... I am so sorry. I can't show you this ad, but... Oh my gosh. YouTube's ad system needs to be checked. So... Ooh, okay, I'm also gonna put a little thing here. I'm gonna put a little text thing in here so that people know what we're doing. Okay. So, I'm just gonna put a little thing here in case people are like, why aren't you coding? I'm like, well, oh. Hold on a second, let me fix... At least attempt to fix it. Okay. Okay. Let me bake Beyblade. Okay. Beyblade time. Alright. Here is where things go down. So, you know, so on the other end of the soccer vibes, we've got Julian Concern arriving out of his car. Let me go to the horse scene. I like the horse.
I do not have time to rest now. I must show everyone my power and earn as much trust as I can.
Can you hear that, by the way?
That is how one moves the people.
I'm hoping you can hear that.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's wrong, Antonius?
Okay, cool.
What's wrong, boy? Hmm?
Julian Concern, battle with me now!
You are... Your name is Tsubasa.
Yep.
That's right. Battle with me right here, right now.
Yep, he is just challenging it. Okay, so for recap, he's being stalker vibes. Somehow flew out of out of hospital supervision, Japan to Europe. We don't know how that's even possible. And he's demanding this random battle with the... Okay, just so you're aware of this. So, I never explained the plot. I'm sorry. The plot of this arc is World Championships. You've got all these different teams. You've got the Japan team, you've got the China team, you've got the USA team. You have you have the USA team. Well, I'm going to talk about that later. And you have all these differing teams of differing representing things. And the European team is the worst. And I don't mean, okay. When I mean the worst, I mean, like, they're so arrogant, they're nasty, they're, you know, they're that way initially when you meet them. They're all, you know, they're all kind of, and this clown is in the middle. I call him a clown for a reason. This man is... This man, I have particular beef with him. Everybody else is actually okay in the team. I actually don't mind the rest of the team. It's this rich white boy that I got problems with. All the other rich white people, they're fine. I have beef with him specifically. This man is very much multiple words. He does have a moment where I do feel sympathy for him, but that's one moment, and I don't. You know, I'm like, dude, you had everything, and you just want to conquer. So, he's basically the leader. He's a super rich guy. Everyone, he worships the ground he walks on, including his teammates. Yeah, no, Black girl Kriya, this tiny little nerd black girl has got beef with the rich white boy, of course. Of course it's the rich white boy that I have beef with. It's always the rich white boy that I got beef with. No, okay, not always. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. Anyway, essentially, he, you know, I don't know why Tsubasa decides to verse him, but he is just this arrogant dude who wants to, like, use Beyblade to basically make more money. That's what he wants. I'm like, dude, you could have done literally anything else but this. Why did you decide to put your hand in this? I don't even know if he does Beyblade for fun. I don't know if he picked it up recently. We don't know any of that I don't know any of that detailing. But all that I know is that I don't like this man. He's very serious about the craft, but he's going at it he's going at it at a very particular standpoint. So I don't like him. Straight up. The rest of his teammates seem fine, though. But they also worship the ground that Julian Concern walks on, and I hate it. Even though like I said, I really like them all, I just hate the fact that they worship the ground he walks on. Even the guy that I'm just like, he could have had beef with him internally. And anyway. Anyway, yeah. Tsubasa is going to verse this guy. And so this happens after the piano scene. This goes down, or sometime after piano scene.
I wasn't aware that it was Japan's style to launch a surprise attack before a competition.
And then they have this. He's struggling.
I will defeat you and prove my strength. Get ready.
He is struggling.
Gravity Destroyer.
And then that happens, and there's an explosion.
What's that?
Oh yeah, they're okay. So location-wise, they're practicing somewhere. I don't know where they're practicing from though. So they're practicing somewhere, and they hear that noise, and they're like, what?
Do it right.
And then something gets taken over with the dark power here.
More trouble.
Sorry. This ad has been. I hate this ad. I don't know.
I want you to use reverse rotation.
Say what?
Oh.
What's wrong? You can do it, can't you? I want to
I don't know
face
either.
the strongest version of you, understand?
You too, huh? You will regret making me angry, Tsubasa.
Okay, one thing. Okay, I gotta mention this now because I completely forgot, and it's integral to what happens next. So, reverse rotation. It's only a thing that only particular bays know how to do. It's basically left rotation instead of right rotation. It's very, that's lore heavy. And one of the bays that can do that is the bay that the big bad has, Ryuga. And he can apparently do it too, and he can do it both ways apparently. Just can. I don't know how. We don't. There's not a whole lot of lore as to why or how he can do reverse, or at least Not that I've seen. I probably skipped an episode or two, and I probably didn't see it happen. But I just him having reverse rotation makes me also angry, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm just like, dude, it's called an antagonist power. I guess it would be, but he gets, well, it would be more significant if he was more involved with the other problem that I'm gonna talk about. But, you know.
So infected Tsubasa ends up pulling up on Team Excalibur and is straight up trying to murder them.
The other times we rehearsed this scene, it felt more comical and fun.
In the end, Beyblade is nothing more than
a way for me to conquer the world. This white boy, European, rich boy, just cannot.
But this time,
Misaki-senpai. 本当だ、こうちゃんだ。
Hello there!
her fury was genuine and everyone could feel it.
Oh no, not right now. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. This man is a greedy. Oh my gosh, I can't. I am like this close to saying curse word. Yes, it is a children's TV show. I don't like the way he's written it all. I hate him. I absolutely hate him.
Yes, that's it. That's just fine. That's what I've been waiting for, my friend.
Okay, now we have that happen, we have the surge happen, and then...
That's all then, huh?
That's what do you mean that's all? What are you talking about? You didn't have things shooting up like this when you were doing it. Nobody knew where he was. Not even the Beyblade officials knew where he was. How did you know where he was? No, you're not coming back. I don't want you here. You're not allowed to be here. Oh yeah, this.
You're toast. It's all over.
And lightning.
This is pathetic.
And this. Oh my god. This.
It can't be. Ryuga?
This man. I'd want to strangle him still.
You call that children's magic show the Dark Power? Don't make me laugh!
And then he does this. And then he blows away the waterfall. And then this one-note meteor. I want to cry. Oh, wait a minute. Is the Beyblade in the beat? Wait a second.
I have gotten my hands on a new power that makes the old Dark Force look like a toddler throwing a tantrum. You what?
Oh, yeah, that. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my gosh!
See this? So what's the problem? Is that all you've got? This is my first battle in a long time, so could you try to make it more fun?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta stop. Pause it for a second. So, Medio El Drago. Okay. He's gonna explain it. I'm not gonna explain it until he explains it so that I can explain my beef with Medio El Drago. Because I hate Medio El Drago. I hate Medio El Drago more than I hate the regular El Drago. Because first it was just El Drago, and now it's Medio El Drago. And I wanna cry.
Tell me now! Once upon a time, a star fell from the sky, my friends. There were 2 fragments of the star. Then there is no reason why I should not be able to overcome it.
Okay, well, sorry, I interrupted that so fast. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me go back. I'll talk about it later. Let me let me let him finish. Let me let the man cook.
And in rigorous training, I freed myself from its control. I became one with the vast power of the cosmos that fragment of a star originally held for the first time. Falling under the control of the dark power was my biggest disgrace. However, because of that mistake, I was then able to be reborn! Along with this bay, Medio El Drago!
Yeah, reborn, alright. Well...
No whales! Since this is Medio El Drago's very first battle, I'll need to have you entertain me to the very end.
Yeah, reborn, alright.
Dude. I will not permit any further destruction here tonight.
How interesting.
The first good thing he's done.
You've got there. There's only one reverse rotating bay that may exist in this world. Only one. This Meteo El Drago alone.
I don't think so.
Screw you, man.
Okay, fine. Someday soon, you and I will settle this.
I don't think they ever settled it. I don't think they ever settled that. They never fought.
So that was a fucking lie.
So, here's the issue with Meteo El Drago, okay? Okay? Like I said earlier, he picked up the Beyblade again. He decided, I'm going to get rid of this, right? Bad idea. Bad idea. I could easily, this stupid idiot, I could easily see him getting possessed again and making it worse. I see it vividly and clearly, right? The man pulled one of the strangest moves I have ever freaking seen. Somehow, in control of the dark energy, somehow he manages, and you have to look at the cutscenes too, right? I'm going really deep into this. And you've got this, and you have this dark shot here. That's the dark power dissipating, so it's still there. It is still there. It is still active. It could possess them at any given point. Yeah, it's weaker. But did you see what happened to Tsubasa? Did you see what happened to Tsubasa? I'm surprised Ryuga doesn't have. I'm surprised that Ryuga doesn't have Beyblade PTSD.
Freed myself from its control.
And somehow, and he says freed himself. Dude, it literally must have been a roll of like a 20-sided die, cause dude got a nat 20. Like, dumbest move in the history of history, right?
One with the vast power of the cosmos, that fragment of a star originally held for the first time.
Okay. I'm gonna be real with you on that line. That's a long shot. That's a long shot line. That is such a take from the dude who stole a thing from a village that wasn't supposed to be taken from. That's a hot take. That's not a fact, that's a claim, man. I don't trust this dude at all. Admittedly, on first grasp, this sentence sounds crazy, right? Don't resist it. You must become one with it. Later down the line, I get it. Initially, you're like, what in the ever-living freaking heck are you talking about? Where are we? What do you mean become one with it? You're the dumb apple who decided that you were gonna toy around with a destructive Beyblade twice. Not once, twice. I wouldn't trust any advice this man gives with a 10-foot pole. He is correct in this instance, but I also feel like I can't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. This man has nat 20 stats across the board. He is the luckiest dude in the entire series and the most powerful man in the entire series. He is a psychopath, and somehow he does not get screwed over by his own incompetency. I rest my case.
Oh no, Masamune. Trust me. Gotta go. But Masamune!
The actual shit! What? I'm trying to make an announcement.
I have beef with the USA team. Not with the well, yes, with the characters, but with the whole concept of what they did to the USA team. Because we could have had such great things happen with the USA team, and they decided to do something really dumb and really stupid, and I hate it. I want to scream into my pillow, and I see where they were going with it, and I see the building blocks of it. I just wish they did it differently. If I were to rewrite the whole thing, right? If I were to rewrite this, if I can only change one element, like if I only had one element to change, funnily enough, it wouldn't be Ryuga, no matter how much I hate the man. I wouldn't change Ryuga, because Ryuga has very little to do with what's, well, I say that. He's not a big player in the events that are going down except in Tsubasa's arc to a degree. The biggest thing about the series that I would change in a heartbeat would be I would literally replace the entire USA team. The USA team, I would replace. They're still goated in terms of power and scaling and whatever. Story-wise, I hate it. I absolutely hate the USA team, story-wise and Metal Masters. I hate it. I hate it. I would get rid of the entire... What's the word I'm looking for? I would get rid of the story that they have going with that team. I would just chuck it out the window. It's done. It's over. I don't want it. No. I would get rid of that so fast in a heartbeat over Ryuga. I hate Ryuga, but he at least has some perks. This story thing with the USA team at the end, by the way, that's the ending team. They end with the USA team, by the way. I would get rid of it entirely. I would replace it with something completely different. I wouldn't have them versus a different team, but I would replace, I would still have them versus the USA team. I would get rid of the entire, well, okay. Let me say this. I wouldn't get rid of the characters. I would get rid of what they want to do with the story once we get there. Once we get to the USA team, I would scrap everything. I would also scrap some of the team members because they are integral to the storyline. I would get rid of 2 particular team members. I say 2. There's technically 3 of them. Well, maybe 4, technically. 2 of them I would get rid of in a heartbeat because I'm just like, no. I'd have them run around, but I wouldn't have them interact with anything because I hate the USA team's storyline so much. I hate it so much. I would change it in a heartbeat. I would just, I want...
Back to the daily grind. Admin swipe card, gotta start the day right.
You guys are probably gonna hear my cat a little bit during this one, but yeah.
Let's go, let's do our fucking task. Let's go. What the fuck?
Already?
What the?
Huh?
What?
Hello?
Seriously?
Jacobs. Just
what?
Statistically speaking, it has to be Jacobs.
What?
Statistically
What?
speaking.
I'm gonna say 2 words, and it may not make any sense to you. And I know that, I don't know if Mumba's left or not. Hopefully they're still... But I'm gonna say 2 things, and I'm gonna end stream. So. Okay. First of all, dark power, and... This might get me in trouble with some Beyblade fans for what I'm about to say. Well, two words. Well, 2 characters. Zio and Toby. Emphasis on especially Toby. If I ever make that long Beyblade video. If it never happens, I'm sorry for leaving you on a cliffhanger. If anybody has beef with me, you can do that in my Discord. You can do that in my Discord. That is 100% fine. Because I'm willing to beef with you over it. I gotta rewatch episodes anyway, and there's probably some that I probably didn't see because I definitely know that 12 and 13-year-old Kriya skipped episodes on certain things because they were so invested in the Tsubasa arc. But dark power and Toby. And that is all I'm going to say on the matter. Okay. She's a fast bird, though. I told y'all. I don't know what other game mechanic they're using, but they keep her at a close distance. It is not fun. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Go. Go! In this tunnel. Go. Sure, Molly, sure. Okay. Not this one. Go. don't know where I am. I was supposed to make that and I didn't make it. Oh my gosh. Where was I supposed to go? What about the blue tunnel? We evade the blue tunnel. She just wants to Beyblade. Yeah, no, is there a bird Beyblade anywhere? No. You know what? You know what? Oh my gosh. There's one bird Beyblade, but then again that fits. That fits so well. I'm gonna talk about it later. But there's one bird Beyblade that it is a thing. But it's paired with a character that is insane. Okay. So. When I mentioned, like, I'm like, oh yeah, there are no birds, but yes there are. There's one person who wields a bird Beyblade. There's one person. Only one person. Let me think. Always the Beyblade intro. Always the Beyblade intro. Nothing else. Alright, my brain. Okay. So, okay, Beyblade and the bird. So the reason that Molly kind of reminds me of this particular character, but not really, is not... The only thing is that they're crazy birds, and they will tear you apart. So essentially, this involves a little bit of lore. I feel like I can go more into it in a later date, but for now, just know the USA team. Oh boy, the USA Beyblade team for the World Championships. Oh boy, don't even get me started. So one of the bladers has a bird Beyblade. As long as I know it's a peacock. I don't know the exact name of it. Befall, I think? Is it Befall? I don't remember the name. And luckily, because they're USA people, you can actually spell out the name. So his name is Jack. Alright? And you think Jack is such a chill name, you know? No. 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 Jack? Ooh, Jack. This dude, it may as well be, I may as well have been chased down by Jack. This? Man, he's crazy. He is also an artist, but in all honesty, in my opinion, I would not let him anywhere in the artist circle. This man is unhinged. It is so bad. He essentially makes art in the stadium by, what's the word? Making work of his opponents, basically. That's essentially what he does, and he's crazy about it, and it's terrifying. Skunks also wards people away with their smell, so it's a medical form. Ooh! Oh my gosh, I never thought of it like that! Okay, that's cool. Dustbin Bunny, I think you're on point. you have better theories than I do. You're definitely on point, man. Oh, wow. That's... Okay. Literally, you're on fire with the theories. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. You are on point. That is amazing. Dang. I will definitely 100% sure keep that in mind. Like, that's crazy. That was a warning basically everybody, like, don't come in this park. Don't come in this park. Things will go down here. You don't want it. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Jack. Peacock Beyblade. Like I said, he makes artwork in the stadium by making work of his opponents. And let me tell you, this man is crazy. This man is absolutely crazy. What makes it worse, though... I had an epiphany just now. I'm gonna find the episode, and I'm gonna play it for you, and you're gonna tell me exactly. Oh my gosh. No wonder I'm into mascot horror. This is a regular day for me. Hold on a second. It's so important that I let you see this episode. Or at least part of it. I'm not gonna play very much of it. I won't go that far. Okay. Let me... Oh, which one is it? Okay, this one. So I'm gonna play part of it. I'm not gonna play very much of it. But I will... I gotta make sure that I'm on the right track. I think we start here. Okay. So essentially, something that I realized, a very interesting connecting thread between Beyblade and any mascot horror game, holy crud, is just experimentation. You see this in the worst possible way. Because, unfortunately for Beyblade, they dipped their toe into experimentation with the USA team, the poor USA team. Oh man, how you can tell. Actually, I can keep that in here. I'll just switch scenes. I feel so I feel so bad for these guys. Okay, I'm gonna lend you a bit of context. I don't think I can give you context for this. I don't even think I can give you... I'm gonna wait before I give you context to this. Just so you're aware, I'm gonna give you the nice version. I'm gonna give you the better version of this. Because if I tell you the context, it involves way more explaining. And I don't want to do that to you. The best way I can put this is... Basically, okay. Tsubasa, the Dark Power Man, is currently cured at the moment. I don't think he ever gets back into that. You know what it is. You and Madoka. These three. Okay? Okay? And so... oh, this is bad. So essentially, they're currently looking for a particular other Beyblader who is, I'm just gonna say, causing trouble in a way that 13-year-old me would have never expected. And I can tell you, for a surety, that this, like... And everybody's split up in, like, everyone's split up into giant groups. There's, like, Jinga and Masamune are off somewhere, Kyoya is doing a one-man stand somewhere, and then this group. So they're all looking for this one dude, and while they're looking for this one dude, you know, they have to fight some of the members of the USA team. And this is basically my character introduction for you for Jack, because, man... Jack is a riot. Actually, let me change this a little bit. We're just gonna call this. I'm gonna change it a tad bit. Yeah, we'll do that. Maybe? Okay, no. Okay. So keep in mind, you know, Jack is trying to stall him, basically. This is gonna be bad.
Direction for sure. Yeah? No kidding?
There's a gate over there.
That looks interesting.
So they're doing
Will
that.
that lead to the spiral core?
Let's find out.
Tsubasa goes forward. Poor man. Cuckoo bird, exactly. Like, these bird people, man. These bird people. Look at this. Look at this.
What is this?
A bunch of creepy pictures.
Hey, look at that.
Huh?
Hey, what's that? There, in that eye. It's a bay. You call that art?
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Looks like no. Legitimately, like, I can kind of appreciate some of this, but keep in mind, man is crazy. Like, I know, like, you know, like, you've got, like, the whole fine art thing, like, you know, that's probably what they're thinking about. This is technically art in a way. I can appreciate this for what it is. It's very pretty pattern things. But at the same time, they're just so creepy that you're just like, what the heck? This thing seems familiar. Is it in the early one? I don't think... Because you said you watched the first one. Remember, the one that I know is the Metal Master series, the second one. I'd be surprised if there was a scene similar to this. And if there is, I would like you to show it to me, because dang. As far as I know, I don't think there's a scene like this in the first version, or the first one. But I would also assume maybe there's a scene like it, maybe it's referencing something, I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were referencing something from the old series, the first series. So I wouldn't be surprised. But as far as I know, this is from Metal Masters. I know I haven't showed this before either, so I think I need to rewatch it. You're totally good. You're totally good. I mean, even I'm like, I have no idea where this is from. It wasn't in the first. I don't think it was in the first. I don't think it was in like the first, as far as I know, because I only watched the championship arc of that first series. I don't think it was in there. It could be in later 2 arcs for that show, but I don't know. I don't know. Ah, yes. I just don't just paintings. You know what? That could be right. You may not be far off.
There in that eye.
Look,
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going through the gate.
What is this place?
Okay. I do have to explain this a little bit. Actually, no. I'm actually not going to. I'm gonna let you figure it out.
I don't think it's the spiral core.
Nope.
Look, someone's inside of that.
It's you!
Holy crud. Okay, that... His face. Let me find a frame. Let me find that frame. What the heck, man? Jump scare of the freaking century. What the heck? Like I said, crazy bird people. Crazy bird people. I can't, these people, I can't deal with them. I can't deal with these crazy bird people. You got the one eye, you got the mask. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's you!
Let me see. My favorite Russian blue is salt that I keep in my face. Are you referring to Jack or the stick wall paintings?
Looks like today's my lucky day. Tsubasa, I can't believe you actually came here of your own free will.
Oh gosh.
The way you battled in the semifinals
Here we
was
go.
beautiful.
No.
Oh dear Tsubasa, with you as my glorious opponent, I'm sure I could complete a flawless work of art out of you.
You were such a
Who
creep.
are you anyway?
You were such a
And
creep.
Just what are you babbling about?
Jack from Team Starbreaker.
She's so done with this.
He's an oddball whose hobby is to draw graffiti on the stadium during battle.
Graffiti?
Oh, I get it! That weird graffiti on the walls of the passageway must be your doing, huh?
Oh, how pathetic. If you aren't able to appreciate my art, young lady, that's just sad. You're really lacking in the culture department.
Dang.
Like I care what you think!
Oh my gosh, graffiti! We go from creepy paintings to graffiti. Dang, okay. If you don't appreciate, you're lacking in the culture department. That's, oh my gosh. That sounds like one of my past art teachers. I can't do it. Yeah, stick wall paintings, exactly. Oh my gosh. Graffiti? Dang, I'm surprised they switched it to graffiti. That's dang, okay. I also almost forgot about the fact that, like, I don't know if I should explain it now. Essentially, he really wanted to battle Tsubasa, but Tsubasa was, we'll just say out of commission. He was out of commission for a bit. And he had to face somebody else instead, and he was upset about that, and the whole debacle. Anyway, point is, he's now ready to face Tsubasa in a battle. And he's like, my dear Tsubasa, oh my gosh, my dear Tsubasa, with your graceful technique. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. My goodness, dude, man. You yandere. Okay, I'm gonna skip back to you for a second.
Like I care what you think!
Here he is.
Looks so cool! Hey, pal! What exactly is this thing?
In the final battle of the Beyblade
Continues.
World Championships, I was supposed to have completed my ultimate work of art, but that bad man Ryuga...
Yeah, yeah, he had to face Ryuga. He obviously lost. But in my opinion, I would have actually really liked a fight between Tsubasa and Jack without Ryuga having to be there. I wouldn't have minded if Ryuga didn't participate at all. I'll tell you how Tsubasa got cheated out of it. I'll actually show you a video of how that happened because he explains it much better than I do. There is no them between all the different rooms. There's no them between all the different rooms. Wait, what are you referring to? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The theme. There's no different theme between all the different rooms. Yeah, there is no theme. There's no theme going on here. There's just Aztec wall painting and then science environment. Technically, though, the Aztec wall paintings were not supposed to be there, but you know, Jack is Jack.
That uncivilized man who understands nothing about art.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yuga, you say? Yes, my ultimate work of art was completely ruined by that naughty man.
Look at this head. I can't do this.
What's up with this guy?
He may not look like much, but be careful. He had Ryuga cornered at one point, and he defeated Klaus of the EU team.
He beat Klaus?
Mm-hmm. This
Yep.
is a real weird bed.
Yep.
It wouldn't be comfy to sleep.
Why are you in here, you? And there he goes.
What do you think you're doing, you? Hey, buddy, open up! Open up!
Okay, so I did see your comment, and Jack's drip doesn't match either. It does not match at all. I don't know what they were thinking. I get the mask. The mask is fine. Everything else I don't get. I'm like, what? Also, hold on a moment. There's no way. There's no way. That looks like Tsubasa's shirt. Oh no. That looks like Tsubasa's shirt. Hold on. Let me back up. Hold on a second. Oh no. Are they Okay, they're not entirely inverted, but that's... Alright, Yandere fanboy. Alright, let me continue. I've never noticed that before. Alright, let me continue this.
Sleeping. What do you think you're doing, you? Hey, buddy, open up!
So use trapped.
That's no use. It can't be opened from the inside, friend.
What?
Oh
Hey,
boy.
since you're in there, why don't you just take an arrangement while you wait?
Here we go.
Is that what that's for?
Yes, this is the arrangement system.
Mhm.
This is what we use to obtain ultimate strength and power.
Hey, what's an arrangement? A blader's body and mind are put through a system that forcibly draws out their hidden abilities and brings them to the surface.
Yeah.
Sao, Jack, and Damien. All of Starbreaker's members became strong bladers because of that system.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Doesn't that kind of sound like it would be against the rules?
You would think so.
So today really is my lucky day after all. Now I can make you my opponent and also enjoy art time to my heart's content while we battle. So you want to battle me, do you?
Okay, sorry, I saw the comment. Was... Cryo freeze? Okay, maybe not. I guess it would be like a cryo freeze. I don't know how long these things take. I don't know how long an arrangement takes. I don't know how long an arrangement takes. Don't ask me. But yeah, he's gonna be cryo freeze for like, what, 2 hours maybe? I don't know.
Oh yeah. You see, the rest of Gang and Galaxy are just common unrefined types who
Uh-huh.
aren't worth me wasting my time on.
Dang.
Clowns like Masamune and Jinga.
Yeah, Masamune
and
deserves
that
that.
little guy over there.
Don't call me little!
None of them
Dang.
possess any beauty at all. They aren't fit to be a subject for my art.
I can't do
However,
this.
you, my dear Tsubasa, would be the perfect one with which to complete my artistic quest.
Holy
Who
crud.
cares? Just let me out of here!
Perhaps
It's
if you took
yandering,
an
man.
arrangement, you might become a bit more respectable in society.
Oh.
There's nothing to worry about. If you can withstand the arrangement, you will become much stronger than you are now.
Yep.
Although it seems that one's personality can become
Changed
changed
somewhat.
What?
Exciting,
man.
right? I myself was awakened to the world of art because of it.
No! Stop blabbing and let me out of here right now!
That's enough talk. If you want to battle me, then I accept.
Dang.
That's just wonderful.
But if I win, the deal is this. You is released from there.
Yep. Get him out of there. Get
That
him
is
out of there.
fine. But that is only if you can win against my evil befall, of course. Understand?
You don't have to call it evil.
Be very careful, Tsubasa. Befall's upper wing spin track is like a jagged blade.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
sharp
right.
wings
Oh,
can
that's right.
slice
That's how he
into
creates the art.
anything.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. He sounds like a you like, oh my partner's short. You very much is kind of a brat, to be fair. You is very much a brat. But yeah, essentially, like I said, experimentation, crazy bird people, they don't know what they're doing. And yeah, him awakening to the world of art because of the arrangement, and then Molly being crazy because of whatever possible experimentation she's going through. Yeah, we have two bird people, man. But birds, literally birds. Birds, they're probably the craziest things in mascot and horror anything. It's just, when the birds get involved, you know it's bad. You know it's bad. And I was sitting there like, oh, no wonder all this experimentation stuff doesn't sound unfamiliar to me, because I dealt with that in Beyblade. Because Beyblade decided, hey, we're gonna introduce this thing. It's probably illegal too. And you know, it's the USA team, and you know, they were on top of the world back in like what, 2000? What? I say on top of the world. Maybe in this universe it seems like it, like they're on top of the world. So this like what, 2013, 2014. So of course, how did they get through this? Money. Money. Molly is a burden on your sanity. Is a burden on your sanity. Literally, Jack and Molly just burdens on my sanity, man. I literally can't. Literally can't. These two. So essentially, I feel like I'm Tsubasa getting chased down by Jack. That's essentially what I feel like when